Once
The
over.
thing
again,
is,
it,
a
it's
lot
all
of people. Sorry, a
it
lot of
could be
people
a
are trying to
go ahead.
feed their own trash.
Yeah, with the Norn stuff, yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Norn stuff, the Minerva stuff, the
Yeah, it's just more like the
lupus
timing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, does that also make like red purple more of a thing now for the Minerva squad because now you have that discard one draw two.
Oh yeah, I played in mine.
This way you can get more in your trash by doing it
Hmm?
and get cards in the process, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it helps. It helps me see, and that with the new impulse, new force impulse, I don't mind pitching a shin because with the new impulse, it allows me to get that back out.
Okay. There we go.
Wait, for a pilot, you mean?
Yeah, because the new force impulse, if you play it from your trash, you get to pull a shin out of trash or out of the grave.
All right.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
But
Okay.
it's only a Luna link.
All right. You guys good?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We already got people in the chat already. Nice. All right. So this video live stream is to go over all the GD05 cards and the ban lists. What do you guys want to go over first?
I think we should go over the ban list first because
list
that's going to
first?
set up the whole rest of it.
All right. What are your thoughts? Is aggro dead?
Aggro is slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's slowed down. It's not dead, but it's not going to be the same aggro we know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's-
I do think Blurple is 100% killed now, right? Between the pair ban, between the 2/2 limitation, Blurple's not going to be a thing. But 1 year ward, I mean, they only have to figure out like 12
4
cards to be
cards.
slot
It's
at
not
most.
even.
And
That's 4, really. Yeah.
it's still viable. It's still good. And with some of the new cards revealed, like we have a level 3, 2 cost, 3/3 DOP. Like there are cards that now will slot into this deck.
Yep. I guess my question to you guys, do you think Anksha was ban worthy?
I would say
I-
no.
I'd say no. I think it was just the scapegoat.
Yeah.
I
I
was
think-
very surprised with the Anksha ban.
Yeah, I would have probably put money on like a realistically. I mean, I've always thought that adapt was the issue that came in, like from a cost perspective. Yeah,
I
But
think
I
they
just
had
think-
to do it to justify the gun tank rule because it would have just become too complicated if they threw Angsha into that mix also. Also, it would have made the gun tank and the brand new card coming out irrelevant and banned.
Oh, the
But
orb
also,
one, right?
Yeah.
Adapt is part of the identity for the Tekken and stuff, right? Because you want to ping your stuff, you want to ping
Yeah.
other stuff. Like, I don't think they want to kill a card that really represents that identity versus the Anksha. It's just a generic ping rested card that filters in. Like, it's not Blue's identity. Blue has
Yeah.
a lot more things going on than that.
like
Mhm.
Amuro.
Like,
Well, you have
Bruh.
that.
Like Amuro.
Don't we have that new command that also pings now, or that pilot / command?
Yeah, the level 3 0/1 pilot. That's agnostic ping.
Which one?
I think it's Ride Mass,
Is green?
something like that. It's purple.
Purple. Oh,
Yeah, right. It's become a shield. It's 3/1 costs. Main action: choose one of your units and one enemy unit, deal 1 damage to them, and then it's a 0/1 pilot with Tekken and
Oh, that.
Oh, yeah,
Got it.
yeah, the budget Mika.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
Rising
also
Mass.
the fact if we really look at what purple is, I don't think it was meant to be what it became. Purple's supposed to be this high risk, high reward. And the way blue works with it is it just covers that weakness by making sure that the enemy can't keep anything on board longer than 2 turns.
Yeah.
And now maybe we can see purple actually work the way it was intended.
Purple white with Gallonhorn.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few new cards that
Mhm.
do synergize with Gallahorn now.
Yeah.
Not many, but we might see it start happening again.
The new
Lupus.
Lupus, yeah.
Yep. 6/4.
Yeah.
Attack. Choose one of your active Gallenhorn units. Rest it, and if you do, draw one card, and then this card gains high maneuver.
Exactly.
It's a Gundam
No, but I
frame.
think I think it was needed. I can't imagine them really wanting decks to have 8 um gun tanks in essence.
Mhm.
Um I do think the Anksha was just the scapegoat because something needed to go. But I think the most important thing out of this is just the fact that you needed to get rid of all of the 2/1, 2/2s, those units.
Mm-hmm. I was just surprised to see an actual like ban, like not
It's
restricted.
temporary.
Yeah, it's temporary. You're
It
right.
could come back. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's-
I think
it needed to be done because with the amount of them that are in this set alone is absolutely ridiculous. I think every faction that is in this
has a
set
2/1.
got a 2/1.
Yep.
I do think it's important to remember though, like they really emphasize this as a temporary ban.
Yeah.
Because they really want to look at the whole game as itself and like any rules they need to change, especially like with the shields. And they're just doing this as a way to evaluate that and see what works with this and what doesn't.
Actually, do you guys have that? You still have that screenshot?
It's on the website, I believe. Still,
It is on the website.
it is on the
What
website.
the actual the banned items?
Yeah.
That this is
Just the
temporary.
actual
Yeah.
wording they used.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
think
I'm
on.
kind of right.
Oh, it's if you go into rules, and there's one from
You want me to
effective July
copy and paste
25th.
it?
I'm on
Scroll
the.
If you have it,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm on the X.
on the page right now.
Yeah,
It's
you won't.
yeah, it's basically in regards to the present meta, which is fast-paced decks. We
Can-
believe the games
Do you mind,
themselves.
Mike? Do you mind
Yeah,
sending me that link? I can
Oh
pop
yeah,
it up
yeah,
on
so you pull it
stream.
up.
Here,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
throw it
in
the
general.
chat.
Can
In
I
chat.
ask a question too about the ban? I want to pose a question to you guys.
Sure.
So the pilot ban, the Amuro and Mika not being in the same deck.
Yeah.
I was not
It's in the
expecting
room
that.
chat there.
I was not expecting that to happen. In a way, I'm kind of glad it happened because it does slow down Blurple. But at the same time, I really thought if there was going to be some kind of limitation on pilots, I thought it would be you can't have 8 of a pilot. Like, for instance, 4 Amuros and 4 Amuros. I thought they would probably do some kind of soft limitation where you can have only 4 Amuros in any variation of color.
I think the biggest issue, well, they can't ban that yet because it has never become an issue yet. The only real instance where we see 8 pilots were Char and Quattro.
And now Riddy and Soletta.
Radiant
Yeah.
Sulata too.
Yeah, and let's face it, those weren't problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And their new green Londo Bell with blue white base, they built around that concept. They can't build a set and ban from that set at the same time.
Well, I mean, it's currently not really a problem, but do you guys foresee like double Amuro, double Kira being a problem? I know I've been testing with green
think-
char and purple char, and it doesn't seem to be working like I thought it was, but I feel like double Kira, double Amuro sounds really dangerous.
I don't think either of those because they do enough different that it's not going to be an issue. I think if you want to look at it that way, it's going to be Amuro and Ketra.
Yeah.
Because
Blue white. Yeah.
blue white.
Yep.
And you're going to end up with 8 cards that in essence could just rest any unit, rest most units. I think that's going to be more of an issue.
Yeah.
That we need something to be.
Real danger is the synergy, right? between the Amuro Granddaddy package and the Mika low-end IBO package. No other two pilots have that level of dangerous synergy. The closest would be Kira and Amuro.
And we've
I
seen
think-
that for since the beginning. And as much as people have whined about those two are the best two pilots, which arguably they are,
Yep.
I think at this point your best two pilots are going to switch to just being Amuro, the two forms of Amuro, and we'll see how it plays.
It's also like that blue-white combo is a great, super strong deck. It's not completely dominating the meta.
Not completely dominating, but the thing is, it's the consistency of the deck to do what it needs to do, technically without the pilots. So you can still set up that deck to rest items early on, rest blockers, ping them out without even getting to any of the pilots yet. And that's the problem with that. And that's part of the reason why they had to get rid of Anksha, even though value-wise it's another thing what they did with like Corsica base. The value was just too high for what you were getting and paying for it overall. But it makes sense that they killed well, it wasn't winning everything, but the amount of it that was there that everybody was using, that it's kind of unga bunga and you can easily play it, makes it just that much of a poison to the game.
And I think the fact that it was in three, I think the fact that the Anksha wasn't just in Blurple, it was in 1 Year War, it was also in it's in the the Riddy deck. It was, you were seeing it in multiple places that hit multiple decks that caused you saw it in the red blue Banshee deck. It was just it was in more places than.
Yeah.
And that's why the Adept, yes, is the issue for Blurple, but the Anksha it wasn't an issue, but it touched more things that allowed it to be, for them to say, this is a big enough of a problem that we need to do something about it.
And it was also
feel like it's a cop. I feel it's a cop out though, realistically.
They addressed the issue.
I do
though,
think it's a
like,
cop out.
Yeah, not necessarily though. Sorry, go ahead.
They addressed the issue. They made the pair ban so Blurple can't exist to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's staged within the purple, but it won't be the same stuff we've been facing for the last couple months.
Yeah. I think though with the Anksha though, they could have, instead of banning it outright, they could have said you can't play any of these three ping units together, kind of like what they're doing right now with the current other two blue.
The problem is that gets too messy. And
and that's why it was easier.
And no one would play the brand new card that came out.
Exactly, and that's why it was easier just to say, Anksha, you gotta go. You can't play these two low-tier pingers, blue ping cards together, and that was like the easy sweep it under the rug kind of situation. Did it need to get banned? Not necessarily, but they really wanted to move away like from the early aggro stuff to mid-game stuff, and like I said, that card has good value for what it does, even though things need to be rested. But that was why that deck was super good, as it awesome synergy.
Here's a follow-up to that: is like, because we've now like literally hamstrung Blurple, like it can't exist in this capacity. Does the Corsica ban still make sense?
Because it helps the other aggro though. Don't forget, because the same situation would happen with 1 Year War.
1 Year War,
still have,
because 1 Year War only has to pull out not even six cards, probably six cards.
Yeah, you pull out because you still keep the starter Zaku and you keep let's just say you keep the regular one in.
Oh yeah,
so you're missing just the GMs, and that's kind of and the Ankhas.
You slide in the
Rizels or something if you want.
You slide in Rizels, or you slide in the other Zaku too, the one that generates the token.
The Charizard. Yeah.
You made it a little harder to deal with that now that you have less cards to deal with those low tier ones. Technically, if they're rested, but there's other options. I'm not saying there's the only one. It's just you remove some options with Anksha being removed to now get rid of some tokens easier. So kind
In
of helps.
essence-
But again, I'm not gonna justify it 100% saying that that was necessary. I will
Once
not.
again, you're gonna slide in everything that you took out when the Xeon came in, and you pulled whatever units you pulled out. They're just gonna slide right back into the deck.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's already ways to build it back out. It just Angsha had the good finishing qualities to it, as you know, a harder hitting unit could break base.
Yeah.
You had the ping damage to finish off. Maybe you swinging in with the 1/2 Zaku and pinging it out by baiting. But there's other ways to build 1-year war now. Like I'm thinking about the Jegan route. We're putting more Federation, taking out the others, Char Zaku 2 that normally gives you search because you kind of burn out some of your pilots in doing that, or you just whiff.
Yep.
Maybe
That
use
happened
the
today,
token
too.
instead. Yeah, no, it happened today too. So it was a perfect example. So now you
Once
can just
again-
create a token, force someone to swing into a 3/1 or ping it out and waste a resource. And you can still potentially do a 1-drop if you have enough Federation units with, let's say, a gun tank, a GM, and then throw a Jagan out there if you want to load the board. And then if you still want to play Milita, you could drop the guy who, rests an early blocker and still have some functionality to swing at shields. So, there's ways around it. It's not, that's not, 1-year war is not completely dead. It's just was overshadowed by Blurple so
Once
much.
again, you can also... Green got a Rezell, in essence, in the G generation stuff. So you could slide that in, too, and it's...
Mm-hmm.
But is
a
it
better
worth the
body.
energy loss, though? Because you can just go with the Gaglug at that point, just a link with it with Char. That's another that hit for 6 at that point.
Yeah,
instead of just
exactly.
4/3.
There's other cards. It just makes it a little slower. It slows it down. That's all.
Yeah.
I feel like also with this ban of the 2/2s,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's gonna increase the value maybe of all the Rezell clones. There'll be more played now because that'll be your best early game play now. I suppose.
So you're saying move over to the 3-2 method instead?
Yeah.
Exactly, and that will slow it down to get the
yeah,
higher stat line.
And that will probably happen, but probably what you'll see people using a few of these lower end cards that were the same stat line but had an extra effect for an extra cost that weren't being properly used because it was just easier to go faster. Like the Lodo, that is pretty low cost, has a link, things like that.
What card?
The Lodo.
It was a
It's an
GD01.
Yeah, GD01.
Spell it? Sorry, I spelled it wrong.
LOTO.
LTO. Should be a 2/2 Earth Fed with a generic link.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why? I have the filter for just GD05. My bad. Let me just pull it up. Curious.
I mean, this is exactly what they wanted. They want people to
Oh, okay. Yep.
try
2/2.
different card combinations that no one really has before.
Yeah, and also
Oh, and it has a
gives
link too?
people to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an Earth
Nice.
Fed link. Yeah.
There's a lot
So
of
you can link it
2/2
with
generics.
it gets
yeah.
linked with Amuro technically. Yes.
Mm.
Or
Armor
really.
links with a lot of stuff.
Problem is, in the speed that you could run 1-year war, it was just a little bit too slow and unreliable. You'd
It's
rather
the
have
fact that it-
Granddaddy link.
Yeah, the fact that it burned a whole turn 2, it was
Yeah.
you couldn't get the 2 drops. You could only drop 1, and that's your turn.
I guess I have a question. I saw someone send me a video that they were mentioning potential combo ban with pilots, but they also added Char as a link. What do you guys think? I thought about that. You think Char? Obviously they didn't touch it, but you think that would have been also restriction on you can't have Amuro and Char together?
I don't think so.
Nah.
Okay.
It doesn't. That deck wasn't dominant enough to warrant that.
Yeah. I think the biggest issue I always had with Blurple's concept was you have agnostic ping where it's purple does that, right? Because hitting your own units in an aggro deck doesn't matter because you're just throwing them as fast as you can. So to be able to for Char, if you want to swing and you want to trigger high maneuver, essentially your unit's exposed. Yes, you get the initial of get around the blocker, but the trade-off is you've not touched anything on the board, so there's a valid exchange like on the next turn. Whereas in Blurple, if you're playing, I think this is my issue with Adapt, right? Is like your effective turn 4 can dish out 3 uninteracted damage, where you could do the Mika ping, the Adapt ping, and you could do a gun tank, and like that could clear Arrested Rick, it can clear Liftworth that traded something. It could, he doesn't have to do that, and like that's what creates tempo in the deck to me, and that's why I thought like the targeting, because you have 4 health on that, and like the perception of it was you would have to ping yourself at something else. You're a 2/3, so you're a weaker version of Anksha, and like Anksha becomes generically better. But because you can then link it to the Mika, and then it does another, and you can clear things and then trade, and then still have 3 health left, which can't get traded out by like a smaller unit. Essentially, you have this like large tempo swing on turn 4, which is like pivotal because you now have the Amuro swing and you have the Mika swing option, which just create like a huge balance in both of them. So that was my biggest issue with the deck.
Did you guys think that Adept needed to be touched? Honestly,
No.
no.
I think because you ping yourself at the same time, it didn't have to be.
It had to be. It had to be either one or the other. It either had to be Adept or it had to be the pilot restriction. If it was one or the other. And I think that they went this way
to allow Tekken to
this way.
have their
This
own.
is the better way to
Keep Tekken alive, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
keep Tekken alive without.
Because that value is really good. Adept is a 2 cost, like you said. Mika, 3. You have a 4 link. You have 4 AP, 5 HP if you tag something else, and then you
that's the
hit.
other thing too. Is if you're going for it, you could just drop a, you ping your Grays or you ping your GM or something, and it's like you don't care that that's 1 HP realistically, because it's either getting traded into a bigger unit or you're throwing it at shields, and then you get a 4 or 5 unit that you have to try to grind through, and it's like, okay, yeah, if you're playing on turn 5 potentially, you do like, Kira Ale, you can trade into it, or your Amuro can trade into it. So like by itself, it's not the problem. I think I would also say if Adapt was a 4/3 and you just had the link turn, it would be fine too.
Yeah, see that I think one more cost would be perfect.
Yeah. Or if you left it as it was and you got rid of the Mika link, I think the fact that it can ping and it can in essence,
Double ping,
and swing, it is very strong. I dropped something in the chat. It's that's the reason they had to change it. It was the last big form regional event that we had in GD04.
44%.
And yeah, 44% of the top cut was just Blurple. So they saw that, and it's been consistently like that. So
I think I saw someone post something like there was like a 60% win rate on MSA or something like that. Like it was.
Oh, it's higher. It's got to be higher.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, there has to be a cutoff of how many times a deck can be that consistent and always winning.
I do think though, like to the point, like it is super consistent, but it really wasn't winning region.
No, it
Like,
wasn't.
It wasn't topping. It just made games feel like non-games a lot of the time, and that sucks. Like you look at red-white percentage, it's also extremely high, but no one's complaining about having to play red-white.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's gonna happen now that this has been done and taken care of, you're gonna see the amount of blockers play go down.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about too at the locals.
I think the amount you'll stop to see the 8 the flat and the Lifrith. You won't see the 8 Rick DS and its its EBO1 clone.
Probably
I feel like
Rick DS.
But for the blocker thing, I feel like Lifrith and Flat will kind of get dropped off, but I think there'll be an increase in Rick Diaz and the G generation Rick Diaz, because at the very least, if you play those blockers, they can break base where Lifrith cannot.
Yeah, and the early ping units are now diminished or not going to be utilized as much, so that
Mhm.
works hand in hand. You just got to hope that the proverbial blocker slop does go away, because while you do expect it to go away, it may not 100%
Yeah.
diminish.
Oh yeah. No,
Because people are going to be comfortable. People are going to be comfortable playing that, which could be another ban saying, don't play the Alfrith with the flats at the same time, or you're maybe limiting how many blockers you can play. That could be a potential that we could see.
Oh,
down the
also,
line.
not having this limitation on the 2/2s, does this make red Exia worthless at this point?
I would say so. For me, as a CD player, I wouldn't care to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It only hits
I
level
wouldn't
2s.
say entirely worthless in the current meta, because the Banshee Norn, League Militaire, it
True.
wipes out a lot of its early game.
Mhm.
Also, I think you're going to see, in lieu of your standard aggro, more token generation decks. And a lot of that Phantom Pain stuff, it's level 4, so it wouldn't be hidden then, now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, that's I guess
But,
that segues, I guess, to my next question is it worth to run 2 1s in your deck?
Depends on what you're playing.
Yeah, I think for archetypes that require.
You also have to remember, this is just the basic 2-1s, right?
Yeah.
Like the Zaku.
Zaku
with
2, 1, 2, 1.
Yeah, the one with
One
the
that-
added effect.
Yeah, that avoided it because it's got an effect.
Yeah. Well, they said it's all just vanilla cards that are 2-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything else is staying around. That's why you still got, the Angsha, not the Angsha, the gun tank.
Someone said that they were happy to finally get past turn 5.
Yeah.
Those
A
poor
lot of people
guys.
will be.
It's be a lot of past turn 5 plays.
Play more blockers. That's what you got to do. Play more.
I think that's probably a good segue to, if we want to start looking into some of
The new cards.
there.
The new cards, yeah. Let's pull that up.
Here, I will
Oop.
share. I'll
Actually,
share
I'll
this.
just- I'll throw it out
share
right
for all
now.
of
we
us.
can all.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. So
I'm gonna throw it out right now. How do we feel about widespread annihilation now because of the no more 2/2s running amok?
I guess
Blockers.
if we see blockers, yeah, that's the only
Yeah,
thing.
that's like the only thing I can think of too. Yeah, like it would blow up the Lifris and bricks, but I don't think it's
you-
as needed as it once was.
I mean, it also takes out every Roselle clone.
Gundam,
Yeah, it takes out every result.
It
Gundam.
also hits that entire Phantom Pain package. Like, there's a lot of stuff it's going to hit that will be prevalent in the new meta.
That's true. Phantom Pain. Yep.
Honestly, what that does is it either clears a blocker wall, or you're saving it for endgame when someone's setting up for a lethal kill shot.
That is true. Yeah.
So I don't know. We just want to go page by page here. It's probably the easiest way to go about this off of the website.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. I mean, I guess we can go over archetypes if you want to go after archetypes, because then you can then go after. All right, if we go after orb, we talk about the orb cards.
Why don't
Yeah,
you
I
talk
mean-
about the ones you're most excited about?
I was
Because
gonna say,
covering
Ricky.
everything is not.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I
touching
think
every card here
everyone
may
knows
not
what
be-
I'm most excited about, so I
was
figured.
gonna say, you want to just go right into
Exactly.
Go-
I would
go-
go right to the big
Yeah,
boy
yeah.
stuff that it's gonna be people want to play, because everything else.
yeah.
We're going right to purple right there. Or are
Yeah,
we
we're definitely going right to
red?
purple. Purple is
Uh,
gonna be.
surprisingly, if I was to say, the most excited I am is actually just for MFs.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
I would agree
love.
with you.
Don't get me wrong. Exia Repair makes the deck better, more consistent. It definitely feels better with Repair. But if you play just playing the MF deck, there's so much fun combinations
Oh
you
my
can
God.
do. You
Yeah.
can see plays break through. And honestly, it's probably one of the best archetypes out of the box. Like, thinking about how every single archetype comes out, you have an archetype and they're booty cheeks. They're not great when they first come out. You got to wait a couple sets. I honestly feel like this deck can be off the gate
Flat box, yeah.
really solid.
I think the only thing that like rivals it was League Militaire, but like League Militaire was missing like a high end that was like in its own archetype, which is I think it's still missing. But but yeah, no, Mobile Fighter feels so great just playing like the cards within the archetype.
Honestly,
the
like
question is
just seeing Rising Gundam be revealed and
my
Bolt as a 4,
Yeah.
like you have now options. Now people don't know you're gonna drop Shining Gundam on Curve because you have an option to drop Rising Gundam or Bolt Gundam. So it kind of changes where like, oh, maybe he drops Shining. No, I'm actually gonna drop this instead, and
So
you
I
still get the
think-
link effect.
So I think the big thing is I think what we're gonna find out is how it deals with some of the higher end stuff still.
Yeah.
Because everything is low end. It's the same thing with the Phantom Pain.
Hmm.
Because all the units are so low statted. they're
7 or
all
lower, yeah.
4s, they're all 3s.
Oh, 4, yep, 2.
So it's gonna be how does it deal with, the O with
Mhm.
Norn, with
Mhm.
With Neo
the
Xeon.
Neo Zeon, because
Yeah.
all that stuff is going to be an issue.
Yep.
Trying to get over it.
Yep.
Yeah, which honestly, with how this archetype came out from the get-go, its only issue being how to deal with top end. I think that's perfectly fine because we're gonna get more top end with Burning
Correct.
Gundam next
Oh,
year.
yeah.
So I think if that's its only weakness right now, which it probably is, that's fine. We
Mhm.
have some answers with like Shiny Gundam Super Mode,
Yep.
especially when it pumps itself up with I believe it gets 2 AP when
Yep.
you win
8,
on,
say
like,
8-6 or something. Yeah.
yeah, it becomes an 8-6 essentially. So that's like one way we can start doing that, and then we can also give it first strike with Shining Finger. So like that's a way where you can even just go in and not have to trade. So then they still have to answer the unit. So we have some answers, being only really Super Mode and Master Gundam, but I still think has a good spot to deal with every other top end at the moment. It's not the greatest, but it still has at least some tools.
And even
I
what
think
I remember
it's-
Mike said too, he RTG, he said, Master Gundam is pretty much almost a pseudo suppression, like that's true. Like you can just banish 2, break a base, swing again, or swing and take out 2 shields, and it's like, oh, if I suppress with Super Gundam, you take him out, and then I have Master Gundam, another suppression unit. It's like, oh, hold on, you're taking out my shields now faster than I thought you'd be taking it out.
Well, that's the thing, is that's what your aggro is going to turn into. It's going to be your 3-4 instead of your 1-2s. It's going to be your 3-4s.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll bet slower though.
It'll be slower,
Yeah.
but that's fine. It's still aggro, but it's not the hyper aggro.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like, MFs, I feel like they do pretty good even with the 3s and the 4s you're talking about, if that's the new
Oh, yeah.
aggro.
I mean, that does good, and you'd probably be a good perspective from it because you play CB, and from what you do with CB, you're getting a lot of the same utility out of MFers,
Hmm.
and you already know what your weakness is. You know what you're good at handling. Technically, what you handle now is getting somewhat removed to a certain degree. MFers will be a nice and fun to play with. I don't think by any means, unless there's something we're just not seeing yet, or looking for the right synergy, that it's going to be, placing top. I think the thing to look at is probably some of the Sabazi right now, because that stuff looks kind of nasty
It does.
with all that purple and what it can link with and play with right now. I think that has some tremendous potential. I think even Russ is talking about this. It's very exciting for that stuff right now.
Yep.
I
I mean,
think it's
that's a
some
segue to
really
that.
good-
I mean, what do you think? Purple, red, purple, green?
You can go either way, and that's the fun part.
Yeah, that is the
You
great
can
part.
go both directions, and you can also throw in another top end unit. Like if you want it to be really weird, and maybe throw in some top end, like, oh, let me surprise someone with Neo Zeon, or maybe I want to go green. I'll throw a wing in there just for shits and giggles. That's something you could do. Throw one of them, just catch one off guard, and be like, I wasn't expecting that.
I mean
It's-
that. I was gonna say what Scott just pulled it to.
The Gundam Florios.
Yeah, that's a good one to throw in.
This card just got incredibly worse.
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
Next page, Ricky.
Next page.
Yeah.
Page
No,
4.
it takes a huge hit because its entire thing was to address the 2/2s, but the format's already addressed the
Oh.
2/2s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, I wonder
yeah.
if it's also gonna.
Hmm.
Well, I wonder if it's gonna impact people who try to play the Lotos of the world, right? Where it's those will
I
still
mean,
count. Yeah.
It still can. It's just
Yeah,
a lot of
less
its value
evident
value just went away.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's very much a sideboard card at this point.
Ah, I
if
see what
we
you're
ever
saying.
get to
Yep.
that.
Yeah, maybe if you run into token, heavy token deck or people.
Or a 1-year war deck still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But-
that's 100% sideboard, not a main deck item.
But yeah, with Neo Xeon, like it's been a year since that archetype started out, so like it's great that it's finally diversifying to like these different things. So that's like
Yeah,
makes it why that deck is gonna be so scary come GD05 release. So yeah, it's gonna be
And
very
another card that I think a lot of people missed out on was the
Yeah.
Sandman Roadie.
yeah.
one?
Layman Roadie, the
Oh, okay.
So spicy too, because like it looks like a terrible card at stat and like cost, but the fact of the matter is it counts as a Tekkadan. It can eat a shield, and if it's linked, this thing can take something big out.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean you can buff that up to 5, super easy.
yeah.
And if people start playing the Technic package the way it was meant to be played, with AP plusing ping, you could get that all the way up to 8 if you really wanted.
And with the base too. Mm-hmm.
Or high maneuver with laughter.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
But she's not Tekkadan.
Yeah, I know. But you can still throw her in there to give it
I
because
want
it's
to
a low level unit.
But
I want to see more Tewas
She
though.
still get Tekkadan.
That's true. Me too.
She still gets
Yeah,
high
she's-
maneuver regardless.
Yeah, she gives high maneuver regardless as long as it's damage.
It's
Which if
pinch,
you're playing Tekkadan, there'll be a way for you to damage that unit.
And I think we should hit on the before we started the archetype that we all decided that we think we're all building at this point in the Phantom Pain stuff that they showed us nothing of before it got dropped today.
It's true.
Mhm.
Besides
Playing
the
that right now.
Destroy Gundam, yeah.
The Strigonum and the Gaia we got late last night before the drop came in.
Can we just talk about like it has such good stats, right? It's the 2 level 3 cost 2 3/3. It's the good decent stats. There's so much text on this card, and the fact that it forces your opponent to make a horrible decision at level 4, possibly level 3 in the game, like this is crazy.
You can play this at, let's say, turn 4, put down Stella. If they choose not to discard something, you can put down another one with another Stella.
Yeah.
So
and-
what's
and I
what's the
did it in
combo
game
you guys
early.
are seeing with this?
There's
So-
a couple combos. Like you can
so
put
first of
itself
all-
out.
Good.
No, so you can put itself out, but if you click back and look at the other cards right there, there are it puts every single card in that package can't be deployed off that effect, with the exception of the big one. And that's scary. So you have one that can give high maneuver. You have one that can make the cost only 1 if they don't discard, or if they do discard, and you can now pay 1 because they discarded. Every single one has an effect. They even have one that if you pair it, now you're forced to discard regardless.
Yeah,
Oh.
the 4/2.
The 4
I think
2?
that this Phantom Pain set is probably going to be the new aggro deck.
That's what I'm
100%.
saying. I think between that and
Oh,
also
yeah.
the
Or two.
MF,
Damn.
just because MF is also has the same fills in roughly that same space at level and cost. I think the two of them, you're just going to see a lot more red.
So this is my take on MF. I don't think it's going to be so much aggro. I think it's going to be more the wild card. Someone is setting up a plan on their side of the board, and they can't account for the MF package because it's so versatile.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what command they drew that turn.
Yep.
It's going to break combos. It's going to make it hard to plan around. And the only way I can see to deal with it, and it will work, is to gas it out as fast as possible. You're going to get into a brawl match mid-game, and you need to outlast them.
Because there's not that many. I mean, you can put overflows, and we're trying to force overflows in it. There's not that many draw options. You typically, again, your one domo is drawing then discarding, which you want to obviously use its effect to get the command off to then use the effect, potentially link it. But you're not really adding more resources to your hands unless you are banishing some of your, you're forcing yourself to banish some of your exile some of your either MFs units or special moves for Master Gundam.
What's interesting though is for the Phantom Pain, like they have 3 pilots. 2 of the pilots are really strong. Like I think it's Stellar, right? The one that adds the 2 attack. It's a search on destroy. So once that's done, you're still gonna find another unit in that entire package to have in your hands.
Yep. And it's not like a unit. It says Phantom Pain card, so it's anything. Pilot. Yep.
And then Sting is the other one that if there's 7 in trash.
My enemy has 7.
+1/+1.
Ah. For a 3/1, that's solid actually. Holy crap.
Out of nowhere, you have a 2/2 pilot for 1 at level 3. And with the amount of discard people are doing, like Minerva, you look at the CB, you look at the new red discard spell, Overflowing. People are putting stuff in their trash. This will get to 7 quickly.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that all these pilots are biological CPU. They are completely compatible with the previous sets of the Forbidden Calamity. And they are better than the old biological CPUs.
It's like single player version of G-Generation, where you have pilots that can link with almost anything.
Is the other pilot worth it?
It's
well,
situational. I would only put a 2 of in my deck.
okay.
Oh, the Owl.
It's okay.
Yeah, I put that in there more just for link possibility with the Abyss.
I do think it's worth mentioning though the base is also really strong.
Yes.
If you were to go to, because the base allows you to bypass one blocker. It just says it cannot block this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you link a unit.
And it's a level 2 base. You can play this early before you start playing out your units, and all of a sudden those are automatically turned on even if they have early block.
I guess.
Also, don't forget that with the emergence of biological CPU coming back, you could also play
Blue-red?
that blue card that lets you heal and draw at the same time.
I thought it was either or. You had to choose one or the other.
No, he's talking about the dramatic turnabout.
Dramatic, yeah, that's the one.
Okay, the with the new one, the 621.
So it'll help keep your units alive, and it's another draw possible card.
Oh, that's the.
Like, I hate to say it, this is the deck where you throw Amuro and Gundam into it, and it just fills those small gaps to continue pushing all these things through.
Right, because the original biological CPUs, when linked, rest something also.
I guess
think they have to be blue units though.
Oh, okay. I guess with this new archetype, are you guys willing to talk about how you would build it and give up some of your sauce potentially?
I mean, I've only built one deck of it so far. I'm still trying to figure out where the true value is in exchanges. The problem is everyone is testing out Phantom Pain right now. They're not testing out blockers. They're not testing out anything else.
It's gonna take about 2.5 weeks.
So you think red white, red blue?
Red blue, I think makes more
red
sense.
blue is the most likely.
Yeah.
Red white can work, but that's going to slow down the play style, and all it is it's going to make sure you can use some of these abilities twice.
Yeah. I feel like the reason, I mean, I'm literally in a game right now playing red blue, but I think access. No, legit. I think access to draw. My play style is legit. Just create hand advantage. So like, blue is almost a necessity when playing with red. And I think with
Oh, the new red draw card too.
so I don't really care too much for the red draw card. Honestly, I'd rather just have shows because for me, if you're playing Gaia in this setup, it feels like what I
Makes
should
sense.
be doing is whittling your hand advantage down and like just building, like using the blue to kind of bounce and cut things out, so I can create board advantage with the red, and then just use the red cards to swing, and then bleed those cards back out of your hand. And then I just sit there, and you have no answers to anything. It's like, because right now I'm playing like the deck I'm playing into the someone doing the new academy, and they're perpetually just sitting at like one card in hand, and I've got 5 to 6 at any given time with 3 cards on field. So that's how I look at it, and that's just my play style for things, right? So it's not, and also because you're trashing it, it puts out destroy, so you kind of get this like weird mid-rangey setup with it.
You guys if you do the blue red, you guys putting in forbidden? The blocker?
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Oh, yeah, you definitely need to.
Both forbidens, both the 4/3, which isn't the blocker because it has the rest bounce, and then it has the 5/3. You can just swing. I mean, granted, it loses value from the lack of a lack of level 2s, but
honestly, I'll probably sideboard that one that if it gets pinged. What card am I thinking about? It's the Raider or the Calamity?
Raider.
Raider. What's the effect on that again?
Oh yeah, whenever this
Once
unit
per
receives
turn,
effect
yeah.
damage. It's a 5/3/4/4 once per turn. When this unit receives enemy effect damage, draw 1.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
GD.
Yeah. I always
People are
thought that
saying
card was overlooked, but I understand because the Bio CPU package was just
Mm-hmm.
people are saying we need a
It was-
moment of
it was
silence
just
for blue
forbidden.
purple.
Do we?
That's what they're
the
saying. We need
picture.
a moment of silence for blue purple players.
You should see the picture I posted of Mika hugging Amuro.
Honestly,
If it wasn't for Burple, I would have won like 3 new types with Daughters.
I'm
Well,
waiting.
technically, Jawtress is going to be good now too, right?
Yeah.
Man, my all range attack just living rent free, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't you dare! Don't you dare! That was the most insulting thing anyone ever did to me.
I will say I need someone to do the meme of the Fast and Furious when Brian and Dom are going separate ways with Mika and Amuro. We need one of those memes.
The way they're looking at the way their like cards are pictured too, it like works out perfectly. Amuro to the left and Mika to the right. They're looking back at each other.
We gotta
do
get
we
that.
So with that, do we want to transition from one Amuro to the other?
Sure, we can bring up the Amuro and then pull up.
Just scroll down a little bit, yeah. He's just...
And we sit here, we talk about the new green Amuro and his monster of a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
A bad card. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, this card is literally breaking the rules of the game.
Yeah, they had to add new rules to
Yeah.
to
They have
explain
to
it.
make
to
the
the
rules for this thing.
Okay, so earlier today I was testing this out. And I gotta tell you, it feels incredible when you pull it off.
Yes.
They set up to get lethal next turn. I was able to take out both their cards, no problem. So even if they had a link, they couldn't get through my last space to take me out. And what goes great in this deck because of this double breach you're getting is that new 10/10 card. And you just finish up with that. It
Oh,
only needs 1 hit.
interesting.
Because this card will literally, with the exception of a 6 base, the new Gundam, take out 2 shield cards, whether they're bases or shields, and then you have 2 more the next turn with that other one, followed by another hit by the new, if it's still up.
I like how it got 3 FAQs already.
Someone
the
asked.
wording is always not the best.
A lot of
you know,
people are
have a
freaking
lot
out
of
about the
questions.
wording. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's pretty clear. Like, it just allows you to skip everything,
Yeah.
Mhm.
straight to damage, and then it can swing again.
That's crazy.
It's clear to us. It's not clear to everybody, and I think that's why.
So you can't, since it goes straight to damage, you can't even attempt
Nope.
to unforeseen it.
Nope.
Nope.
You can't.
No,
No, yeah.
there's
it's
no
just-
action
So
phase.
the
just
first
street.
the-
It's fucking street fight. Just one.
That first swing is literally an unconditional. It's just going. It's just swinging.
It's not even a swing. It doesn't even go sideways. It just
Yeah, it's
keeps
true. It
moving
just
itself.
Yeah.
exists.
And it still gets the breach.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And then
It's crazy.
On top of that,
That's-
you have the actual link,
Oh.
which is like crazy in itself.
Oh, it's even better. It's even better if you look at the Londo Bell base, right?
Okay.
So
Let me pull that up.
Reduce damage by 1, right?
Yes, it reduces damage on a Londo Bell unit when you rest it. And then you throw on the Amro with repair, you're guaranteed to get that second hit off on almost any unit.
So I didn't look too closely at this. I just read the one FAQ on this card.
Which one?
The if you it's Q346. If you
What
use
card?
the second effect
the
on new on click on the new gun, go
Oh,
back to
okay.
the new Gundam,
Yep. Sorry.
and then scroll down.
Yep.
It asks about the Gray's Ritter.
Oh, the
Yeah.
second
Oh,
card.
that's interesting.
With Carter's Gray's Ritter with the first strike. So in essence, if granted nobody plays it, but technically you would still get the first strike.
Right, because it's on your opponent's turn.
It's on each and it's battling a unit.
Oh.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
then- And then just use the on pair effect to kill if they're playing the Gray's Ritter. Use the on pair effect to get rid of that, so you don't have to worry about it.
well, that's what it is. You swing that with your first swing, and you get rid of that because you can just get it, and it's first strike. You take no damage. Period.
Yeah, I think the point is there's no damage occurring at all,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's not technically a full swing.
Yeah, it's not a battle, but when it says it's battling a unit, you're just going to damage. So
Someone says in the chat, is blue-green Amuro going to be the new meta?
Definitely going to be one of the new meta
It's
decks
going to
for
be
sure.
up there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I'm
extremely
pretty sure
viable.
everyone's going to try to make it meta,
Yeah,
but
I-
it may not.
I actually going
God.
to place the edition of white green. Like it won't function, but every place you go, about a quarter of decks are still green white. This will.
I think it's just going to be of what variation of blue white is going to be meta.
Speaking of blue-white, can we look at the best LR printed in the game so far?
Oh,
And
we're
I
going to
mean-
jump to that already. We're done with
Oh, yeah.
New
By a
Gundam.
mile.
Do you want to talk about Amuro?
Getting it. We
Oh no,
talked about it.
no. Let's. We touched on the new. Let's touch on Amuro. The fact that Amuro is doesn't matter what unit it is on,
Mhm.
it still just heals too.
Yeah, that's not great. A lot of like honestly, looking at 1 year war, it could slot a little mid range and run that, and that's really scary. That with an NT1 is terrifying.
It's gonna be a little costly too because you do have to get to level 5. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
with an NT1,
you need
you're,
the
you're
setup.
getting there. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
no, yeah,
then,
no.
you
Well, you're
throw it
getting there
on-
after the fact because it's level
You
5.
throw it on your regular granddaddy, that becomes a
6/6 on your turn.
6. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it
Again.
repairs 4.
Yeah. Again, after turn 5, unless you're ramping or if you have the extra resource.
Yeah,
So.
but a 6/6
You know-
can swing into like,
Well,
anything.
also think about what other cards and what other units are out there that have that same kind of attack capacity right now, because you can get those numbers pretty easily in the Minerva deck. It's just that they're really squishy. So glass
mean-
cannon effect.
I
Mhm.
think the only other one that hits that same level would be White Kira. Because you're effectively have a repair effect on that. It's just minus AP. You can go in for the same types of swings. Kira's units hit the same damage points for the most part, the ones that are commonly used.
Yeah, it's a little different in terms of how you match up, right?
There's-
Because the
There's
Kira,
also one big
the Kira side of it is you can swing into something bigger to knock it down, whereas Amuro, like, into a red matchup is the repair doesn't trigger, so like you can, in theory, trade it in the turn itself, whereas the Kira can set up a different, like, you know, you swing into a Lifrith -2, which is, it's free, versus Amuro would take 2 and you could theoretically burn it. So that's just the different. I think
it's
this
also
Amuro
an
is what the
extra health.
yeah.
The
That's
fact
the
that
big
the
part,
tutu
is-
is like a menager. Like it is, it's a
Well-
thick pilot to put on something.
Yeah.
It's a big
Put it on
beefy
a
unit.
big unicorn, green blue unicorn late game. Just throw it on there, give it repair 5, just bodying things as an 8/8.
That's so funny. I didn't think of that.
Like who needs Bonager, dude, for the draw 1? Just Grandpa comes on there, shows him who's boss. 20 years earlier.
I guess how would you guys rank this Amuro compared to other pilots? Because obviously, Amuro, the blue one, is probably number 1. Number 2 is probably Kira, probably still. How would you guys? Well, maybe people might feel otherwise, but how do you guys rank this
We need to
Amuro right?
Need to get that tier list maker for pilots, dude, and just start going.
Yeah,
at
no,
it.
this is definitely top 3, and it might be I would
I
put
know,
it
Kira's
above
pretty
Kira.
good. The
I would
blue
put it
Kira
above
or
Kira.
white Kira?
White Kira.
Yeah, the white Kira, not the blue Link draw ones.
The utility from white Kira is still just
Yeah, like
amazing.
It's
Just-
also a turn earlier. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot easier. Amuro and Kira, blue Amuro, white Kira are still I think the 2 best pilots. Mika's really close, but this is right behind those. Like this is such a strong power level that goes on any unit in the game.
So just think about this for a second. You put a green Amuro on a Wing Gundam or a Wing Zero, and you have a Peace Million base out on the field. You're now repairing.
Oh, you
4.
repair 4.
That's
So-
why I think the green Amuro is actually number 2, simply because the repair triggers on any unit.
Yeah, so you can even put it on the Wing Gundam that breaches
And well,
and Peace
it's not
Million and
even a
repair
repair.
4.
It's a heal on damage, which
Yeah,
means that you
so-
don't have to wait for the
It's
turn
a
to end.
it's a dynamis effect. Yeah.
But the only reason Kira's better is because that effect happens before damage. You're reducing and therefore
Yes.
taking less damage to begin with. So like you have a better chance of surviving versus this you can't. You have to survive to heal.
Oh, I didn't think about that, Scott. You're right about the whole. It's like a dynamis, so it happens right after
It's
you
just like
destroy
your
the
Dynamis
unit,
Boy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
not at the end of the turn. So just like that dynamis.
I mean, what it boils down to, if you really want to do it a ranking, it's okay. How consistent can you use it? How effective is its usage consistently with it? So you're always going to be able to minus thing, except for like a random duo, and you'll get that effect. And you'll keep that unit alive at a much earlier rate, or even put it on a wing zero and do minus damage, and then so you're getting the same effect. A little more consistency, a little more link capabilities. So I don't think I can reasonably say that's better than that.
I would say it's a very strong number.
3rd, yeah, definitely 3rd.
Okay,
To put it
split.
right above that, I don't know about that.
Some of us are split. Okay, I guess we can move on
Down
to the.
the
Wait.
links that people use with them.
Before we move on to another unit, because we kind of touched on the new Gundam, can I just bring something like thematically or lore-wise about new Gundam?
Sure.
Is that new Gundam is probably one of the most popular, if not the most popular unit in the whole Gundam universe.
It's up there.
And it's opposite of that would be the Sazabi. And between the two, I feel like the Sazabi got really, really like done dirty compared to New Gundam. They're not even close as to like how good each card is. Like New Gundam is just leagues better than what we got in Sazabi.
Well, there's also the fact that if you look at the history of the cards in their game, the way they work thematically, they work mechanically, they're very based off of what happened in the shows.
Yeah,
And-
more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in a 1v1 fight, the new is a better Gundam.
Leagues above it.
Yeah.
But then again, Amuro is a fully awakened new type at that point
Yeah.
too,
Mm.
which is
And
better than
this
Char.
is really what it comes down to. Amuro will always beat Char.
Yep. What I-
Also, think
what
you
I
guys are
didn't-
missing in a pilot to consider. You're forgetting about the white Amuro.
Quattro.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's another guy. I mean, you might
Wait,
as well
hold
put him
on.
tied for
Before we
first
get there,
place.
I wanted to ask you guys because you talked about New Gundam being way better than Sazabi. I haven't looked at the other Londo Bell units. Do they in that archetype? Is it like do they flow very well, or does it kind of like a mishmash of cards?
It's some ramp and some indirect defensive abilities.
There's some scry too.
Yes.
There's some what?
There's some. It's got the same as everything. The Riga Z has a top. Look at the top 3 of your deck. Reveal one Londo Bell card amongst them. Add it to your hand. Return the bottom. It's got the typical scry effect.
Oh, okay. Search. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's got the search effect. The small new Gundam has on pair. It has breach, and when you deploy it, if you have 2 or more, you get ramp, an EX resource. For some reason, we get a bird mode that's. It
I
really
saw
is
that.
just bird mode, but
Yeah.
it's a Londo and an Amuro link. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and
another
that
good
that
one.
other Londo pilot is really good in my opinion.
Which one?
Uh,
hold on.
Kyra or whatever her name is.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Kyra.
see. Yep. During Link is a 3/1. During Link, enemy units other than Link units choose this rested unit as their attack target if possible when attacking. Oh, it draws aggro?
It's a
Yep.
taunting unit. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty cool. A taunter.
So also with that, if you have the base out too, which will reduce
By 1 or something like that.
right damage by 1, yeah.
Hmm. Right.
And the interesting card, technically it works with Londo Bell, but it's not. Is the H2 normal, which will, when destroyed, it allows you to pull a pilot back out of your hand, so you can get Amuro back.
Oh, for real?
Or you can use Headless Grandpa. Works for him.
There is also a green pin that does get Amuro back also.
Which
What
one?
H-
Oh, which card are you talking about?
The
Talking about
Neutral
the-
action,
Neutral attraction.
Oh, okay.
which really works with the setup. But while we're on the subject of commands, let's take a close look at that 1010 before we move on.
Okay. Then we got to go to White Amuro. I didn't want to skip that, but yeah, at 10
Yeah,
10
we'll get
10.
there.
10 10. That's crazy. Our first 10
We
10.
knew it was coming. At some point.
At minimum, in a green deck, there's one of these. I feel like
There's
because
probably two.
at worst, if it bursts, you get an EX resource.
I think any
Academy's in the
ramp
playlist.
green deck, anything that's reaching to that level 7 to 9.
Yeah, that's 100% Academy at that point. That big unit drops more EX resources at that point, so you can get there. Just whether or not it's worth it.
I mean, Ash
I think
talked
it's
about
completely
the
worth it.
whole new Gundam and adding this card to only have 1 or 2 shields left. So are you blocking the whole entire time,
Depends
Ash?
on your board state.
Hmm.
I wasn't,
Oh, okay.
but I
Oh,
was
no.
against the Phantom Pain that controlled the board for the first half. But Amro just let me keep fighting him back after that.
Oh, it's like a
Between the
red green.
rest and well, no, green blue.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Oh, that
Yeah,
armor. Gotcha. Mhm.
Yeah, you get the rest. You throw in some of the blue Gundams with it. You have 8 Amros altogether.
Mhm.
And you can just go through whatever he's putting on the board. And by the time that you're ramping up faster than him because of what you have, and by the time you hit that, you're going for lethal the next turn.
So even it's cool about this is even if you do get a base down the line that's like, I don't know, level 7 or level 8 base, it doesn't matter. It's going to destroy that base.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter HP.
That's what I'm
There's that
saying,
one
yeah.
dose that can go up to 7, right?
So potential
the weirdo.
downsides for it is, one, if you get it too early, it's just a brick in your hand. And then like, 2, do you even get to it in most games? Like, how many times are you gonna get to level 10 where it's feasible to even play it?
But once
I
again, you've now with Blurple getting snapped out of existence, you will get to 10 more often than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of my matches end up getting to 10, actually.
Hmm.
I
Interesting.
mean, I play a slower deck right now, but you're going to see a lot more strategic gameplay rather than just pushing.
All right, now you can go to your
White Amuro.
white Amuro.
All right. How we rank this character? Generic when paired.
Does
Level
the same
5.
thing Amro does.
Yeah, well, it's level 5 instead of 5 HP, so it doesn't have.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does nearly the same.
But
exact
still,
thing.
I mean, yeah, I think it's still pretty
I mean,
solid.
level
I-
5 does.
It goes down the rank a little bit just because it doesn't have the links that Amuro has.
Hmm.
Also, and I know this doesn't matter gameplay wise, but you're gonna give somebody a clone Amuro. Why Katra? Of all the characters, you could
Don't
give,
ask questions.
We gotta make him playable somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Gotta
why
have
Katra?
something.
They knew he's a wuss. They understand. He does go all psycho at one point in it, but so he's not a complete puss, but yeah, they have to make him viable somehow.
Like, there's so many characters in the Gundam universe, and you're gonna give one of
Yeah,
the
but
best,
he's in the wing universe.
one of the best abilities in the game, pilot wise, and you're gonna give it to Katra.
I'm on the same boat with you, man. I don't understand either, but this is the choice they made. Just like all the other ones that we didn't like, this is what they wanted. And in the end, if it does the job, I will use that guy to its full extent and rest all your level 5 and below units.
But let's say
I'll
you
make it
wanted to
make sure.
maximize it. Like, let's say you wanted to maximize it and be just
Oh,
as
yeah.
dangerous as Amuro was. What if they gave that ability to the hero Yui then?
I mean, that would be absolutely insane to do that.
Yeah, considering what the rest literally gives
Yeah,
you the
what
trigger on
he
the wing,
does.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think they
sure.
want to make another monster. They just got rid of one monster. I don't think they need to add a new one. They are trying
The
to keep this somewhat
f-
balanced.
Yes, the fact that the wing zero itself rests and gives itself suppression.
Well, I would say that you would take away the rest ability off of Wing Zero if you gave Hero Yui the ability to rest. Because double rest would be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rest on the wing zero is better than the
the level 5.
Amuro rest anyway because it's a swing. It's on every time it swings, it rests something.
That
And it's not
is
level
true.
capped.
No cap. Yeah. It's like
Well,
a
because
unicorn
this
destroy
is-
mode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you start
Yeah,
off something
it's in
by
danger of
reducing it.
making Unicorn Destroy irrelevant.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good setup because at this point, you can rest something that's on board that you want to get into, attack it, get rid of it, and then if you have maybe the white base out, or not white base, the Peace Million, because it's still procs it, correct? Yeah, G team.
Yeah.
You get the damage reduction for that. You rest another thing to open up for another unit to swing into, so it's kind of doing worse mechanics than the O, but it's doing it, and that's what you need. So you get the ball rolling basically with that as a pilot. Too bad it's not Link, but yeah, imagine you put Hero on there and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rest the unit I want to kill first to rest any other unit on the board.
I mean,
That's the-
technically, you could still do it if you played blue-white and you put an Amuro on it, right? So you
mean-
rest something and then on swing rest another thing.
Yeah, but then you're removing synergy then, because you want to use the rest of the package, the white package in this G team.
But by the way, if you put the green hero on that wing 0, it becomes an 8/6.
Yeah, because it gets +1 to each stat. another boss monster at a lower
The thing
cost.
is, I feel like everyone's going to try to mash
It's-
this with the current green-white package,
It's not.
and it's
a blue-
not
it's
going
a-
to work.
It's a blue card. It's meant for. It's gonna go with.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get 100% synergy with the pre-existing sets. There's no way that's going to happen, or they let that happen, because especially for those that are a little more, don't want to use the meta, but a little more meta-based cards, that won't be the case.
But
I
by the
think
way, go ahead. Finish up your thought.
Nah, I just think that they built these newer cards out so you will do a little more crossplay, and I think that's the best thing to do, because once you get people building the new meta and just sinking into one thing and just playing that, you'll have to have people build counter decks to it, which will be a little more niche and catch people off guard, and it will be kept secretive for a bit. And then those will catch on, and then we'll run into the similar situations like, oh, what am I playing? What am I going against? It makes you think a little more, which is technically a good thing, but that's how the meta is going to work. It's whatever everybody else likes to play, and it's the most consistent.
So
Speaking
ju-
of blue and the meta,
we're
there's an
getting
Outlaw.
there. We're getting there. Hold on. I want to make one more. I want to make one more point on this before we get there.
I feel bad though because we keep pushing Russ's thing he wants to talk
Oh,
about
I
back
know,
over
but
and
that's-
over.
But that's gonna take up a bunch of time. I
Yeah,
do want to.
also, we're not going to forget about it.
We're not forgetting about that card. Ketra's Link in this set is, in essence, as long as you have another G team or preventer out, it gives a Kira effect also.
Yep, you can
Well,
swing
it's
into
actually
something.
better because it's on a turn. It's not for that battle.
Don't underestimate the
Mhm.
whiny guy.
Yeah. Don't underestimate the clock guy.
He's kind of like Uso. He's a big crybaby, but he gets the job done, and he makes a lot of pants, and he draws a shit ton of cards.
So now we can go to.
I was gonna
now-
before we
Go
get to
ahead,
Russ' thing. I'm just messing with you. I was gonna say though, like, are we gonna see a G team with like no blockers now? Are we gonna see a hero and see all the new
No way.
whites? Are you gonna see?
I think you'll see reduced blockers, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
But
think
no way
the
from
I don't
Small.
think the G team, the endless walled stuff, has enough legs to stand on its own.
Nope.
Oh yeah, not on his own, but you run it with the current, green hero wing, heavy arms.
The searching, no, that's not as good. And
No.
don't forget, the way Wing is built right now is still trying to deal and survive to aggro to get to the top end, and that means the graceful demeanors are gonna go bye. You'll probably see less strike packs in there.
You'll see less blockers. You'll see.
Yeah, less blockers. You'll probably see more ramp to get there quicker and as fast as possible, which will be
Mhm.
good technically. You
You'll
just got to
see-
worry about the other stuff that counters that, which is going to be what Russ really wants to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The floor is yours, Russ.
Go ahead, Russ.
This is the best LR that has been printed in this game so far. It's not even close. The fact The fact of the matter is, it links with Kira, and Kira we've already discussed. The white Kira is the top 2 pilot. The blue Kira is basically a Banadra that draws, and this card does literally everything you want to do at turn 8 to turn the game around. Like on deploy, even if you're not linking it, on deploy, you could choose 2 units, including itself, and whenever they destroy an enemy shield card, you draw a card. So you're essentially going to draw 2 cards that turn, because it doesn't just mean units, it also means shield.
Yeah, not just
You hit
shield
a
card,
shield, you're
any
drawing a
card.
Any card,
Any
yeah.
card. You just draw. And the crazy part is, the wording doesn't just say once per turn. So you look at some cards that can untap, like the white unicorn. You look at cards that will continue to swing multiple times. You draw every single time it destroys an enemy card.
Like the new
That's
Gundam.
insane value. Like the new Gundam, insane value. And that doesn't even include the best part, which is the fact when you pair it, not link, when you pair it in an attack, you can discard 2 cards, and you yeet their lowest level thing off the board to the bottom of their deck. Like, this card is insane. This is going to make blue-white control go over the top.
Well, the funny thing about it is you give 2 cards the draw, right? So let's say you just suicide into 2 units, you draw 2 cards. And then let's say the last card that they have left is like a Wing Zero or something, or even a new Gundam. So you pair it, right? And can't you just yeet that new Gundam off the board?
Yeah, it's the lowest level.
Because that would be the lowest level since it's the only card, and you would just get rid of it.
Now, I just thought of something stupid here, right? So, the other level 8 boss monster card that everyone hates and loves is the Wing Zero, right? Where it pings across the board lower end units. The way you counter this card when it comes out is you insulate your bigger cards by having lower end units on the field. So if someone plays a green-blue, doesn't matter what the rest of the package is, but you have a Wing Zero up top and you have a Strike Freedom up top, you really don't know how to insulate against it. Because you can flood the field to save your big unit, and they'll all die to the ping from the Wing Zero. Or you only keep a big unit out on the field, and then Strike Freedom just says bye-bye.
Like, think about red-white, right? A really strong non-white-blue control deck, red-white, the Neo Zeong. A lot of times they get the Neo Zeong out. That's like the only thing on board. This just says goodbye to it. It's gone. And they're not going to get it back in because no one's drawing through their entire deck in the way that the meta has currently shifted.
Speak for yourself.
Right, no one should be drawing through their entire deck in the way that the meta is shifted.
So, I think the closest thing to that will be MF, will be the one that will eventually be able to, with the Cyclone Punch, be able to, if it's on the field long enough, it will be able to cycle through its whole deck.
Oh, and find a unit that you brought back? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're scrying 4
cards
every time, and if you have 4 of those out on the board, every attack, you swing 10 times with a combination of them. You are going through you're cycling through your whole deck.
But here's a crazy thought too: is that with the emergence of, I know it started since GD01 with Char. You know, you scry, you put 2 at the bottom. You know, this card puts it at the bottom. Do you think in the future, like maybe GD06 or 7, now we're gonna get a card scry from the bottom of your deck?
There will be one at some point. I don't know when. I don't know what it will be, but there will be some. There will be something at some. I have a question also for the community here, the group that's here. With the way that aggro has clearly been nerfed, and we kind of touched on it as we're touching on all these big units, how greedy do decks become?
I think we're about to see some really, really greedy decks. Like, when you're being a whole turn slower, you can now play less blockers and keep bigger cards, bigger units like this.
Yeah.
and still easily win games. I think we're going to see a lot of like Clan coming back, CB be able to really compete, and with
Yeah.
these big decks all at once, which is going to be healthy.
And
Yeah.
I can speak to that because I've already been playing fairly high end in my decks. I have very little low end fodder in my deck right now.
Also, for the community wise, I think it's good because for the most part, all these big boss monsters, or even mid level or mid tier boss monsters, they're all like people's favorite units. Who wants to play Rush where like everything's just a grunt unless you're just a huge grunt fan?
That's true.
Shining
Yeah.
Gundam 2-1. I'm a little disappointed that I can't just spam 4 of them.
Like I like when I started playing Gundam, I didn't think to myself, oh man, I can't wait to play like 8 different gyms and 8 different Zakus. Like
That's because
Yeah.
you never
I
played
mean-
Zionic Front, Jeff.
I mean, a part of it is you want to play the things that you are into, but
Mhm.
the end of the day, you're trying to win, and depending on how competitive you are, if you're just more of on the casual side or you're absolute sweat, you're going to find the best and the sweatiest deck to play to win, especially when it comes to something towards regionals. The longer you play a deck and you get comfortable and it's like muscle memory. I mean, look at Russ when he plays freaking the I don't think I can, unless I rush his ass down and catch him off guard with a like a aggro deck, which I can't do anymore now. So, goddamn it, Russ. That's something you have to be aware about. He's pretty damn good with that deck, better than anybody else that has played it. So, you invest the time you think you like, and if it is good, then God bless. If not, then you got to get good with it and pray to God that people don't catch on to it in the way that you can play it. But yeah, there's always going to be outliers in any card game. So, I mean, look at One Piece, look at Pokemon. Everything has outliers.
Yeah, I mean, I get the general sense of like I think the worst thing, and this is more from like a philosophical, I think what I'm annoyed with from like a Bandai perspective is I think they did go overboard going with the ban side of it. I don't know that like this is the old like League of Legends skin analogy of like, do they buff champions to make them more playable when they have more expensive skins? Like, is it that logic? And like, I think subconsciously it is, but like when I'm looking at the philosophy, that's like the most disappointing thing I would say. But this is like, I appreciate and I'll say I feel like I'm more competitive with things. Like I want to win and I want to have the best chance at winning, and like I should have the freedom in the game to do that. But I also understand on the other side of that, like there are people who will come to locals, lose to Blurple, and then just like they're never going to pick the game up.
Yeah.
And I think that's the challenging part of the balance. So.
And I think that was a big thing with that survey that got posted
last
week, that most of the people playing this game have been here since GD01 or beta. It's not growing. You've made it, and I think that's why Blurple had to, in essence, fall on the sword.
Yeah.
Because
you want to get people to play the
you
game.
have to be able to bring new players in, and especially when you have a key component of that deck is the first forms, and they are $20+ cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it had to fall on on the sword. You have all these beautiful cards that are high level that people want to play with, and they're not making it to turn 5.
Yeah.
So it drives people away from your game.
Yeah, but I think you run into the other end of that problem is like you've kind of done a lot. Like I think Bandai's done a lot of different things. Like I guess I can appreciate that it's broad, but there's just a lot of other issues that are gonna crop up, and it's like you end up playing whack-a-mole in a sense of like I get it. Like we've seen the we've seen the like gradual introduction of boss monsters over from sets. I would say from set 3 realistically, right? Like set 2, I think the biggest ones that we had, like if Wing in set 1, obviously you have I would say Epion was probably the biggest one out of set 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get into set 3 really started pushing things out with like the O, Providence, the G-Quux, like all of these things are coming in. Like there's a Lupus, there's a trend to these 7, 8, even now 9 with Xeon costs, boss monsters. And it becomes okay, like let's take down, like let's find a way to get to this state of a game which is a boss monster, and then it's okay, are we just playing boss battles? And like at some point, you know, you kind of need an aggro or something, like you kind of shuffle into this mid-range era, but then once mid-range takes over and that becomes the new like aggressive meta, there has to be this like almost triangle of, well, you will need aggro to exist. You need something that can go faster, that can challenge and punish decks, and you need like, because everything's just a boss battle. It's like, okay, yeah, let's do what we do with every meta, which is block or slop into a boss monster, and let it live. You know,
I think
so. I think it
that's-
was lazy balancing, realistically.
Probably.
Well,
But
I wouldn't say lazy. I would say incorrect balancing. Or like they're overcorrecting right now.
Yeah.
Because if you look at every set, right? Every set has introduced this kind of defining meta in some way, right? And the next set has the answer to that meta and creates a new meta. The problem is Blurple stayed consistent throughout the past 3 sets, which is what they did not want. They wanted the metas to constantly be evolving, and you can see it with how they build each set.
With the banning of all of it. Yeah, I saw it very clearly this morning.
And they said themselves that this is not what we want to do. It's a temporary measure.
Yeah.
that was what I was going to get to. That last paragraph of that announcement is that
Heavy lifting, yeah.
that it seems like it's not a card-based issue. It's a game mechanic issue. And I think we don't know what they're going to do. There's a lot of people are going to say that there should be an extra action step on deploy or on pair that allows you to interact with your opponent's board more than just on attack. People are going to say that you should have some control of what goes into your shield. You could go, I think it's the Digimon route.
The security where it's like
That has, there's a threshold that you have to climb over before you can start dealing damage.
Or what if they
I think
just added
Digimon,
a
I think
card?
everything goes to hand, right? Too?
I think if it's a Digimon, like an actual creature in the shields, then like I think they trade like the Digimon's
battle
power.
with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so like if you have like a 2/2 crashing into a unit in shields and it turns out to be like a 5/5, then that 2/2 also gets blown up. It's like
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would just like a base that swings back.
Yeah.
What if they
We
had
got
like
clan base from GD04.
If
have
they
a couple
lifted
bases
the
that ding
ban,
on damage.
if
or
they
destroying.
lifted the ban and you could have rush again, would it make a difference if they had a card that let you replenish shields?
Oh, like add to
I
it.
mean, it'd be good even if rush aside, just a card that says you can put cards in shield creates honestly game states where decks just whip out.
Well, technically, we have a card sort of like that.
What,
right now.
financier?
Oh yeah, refan.
Yeah, finance. Yeah.
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 But I know what he's saying. He's like, I don't want this card in hand. I don't care about bursting into it. I'd like to play a card that lets me put it as a shield and then try to see what's in shield as a swamp, which they believe they do in One Piece. So that's
okay.
something you could do, but I don't know how technical they want to get with a newer game per se, which is a strange thing to say. But originally what you guys saying, you want this to appeal to more and more people. They want the game to grow. You can't go that far, like going into like deeper and deeper into like mechanics like Magic, and start pulling out those abilities yet. I think maybe they do it a little slower and maybe introduce a little more mechanics like that down the line, like maybe set
Yeah.
8, set 9.
The issue, the issue I kind of see from a power creep perspective is like you've had this now. We're going to be on set 5, and the game's been out just over a year.
Thank
You're
you for
coming out
subscribing,
with
Kai.
4 new starter decks we get in September, October, basically,
The end of
and
September,
then
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then we get GD06 end of year, I believe, right? So
Mm-hmm.
6 is Halloween. So
Yep,
we
it's
Halloween.
it's Halloween, and then we get 7 is the middle of January, and then we get an EB
yeah, EVO2.
sometime
EB.
in EBO2 is sometime in February.
Yeah, and for me, it's like the cadence of evolving the card game so quickly without like giving. I don't know. I feel like in my world, it's you're going to give a lot of these pieces, and it's like when you try to put the guardrails in, I feel like you then suffer the
Restrict.
consequences of like yeah, exactly. You have to end up suffering the consequences of building the cards like with the assumption of like that ban, and then having to revisit it, and then like where do those cards re-slot back in, and what are you taking out? And it becomes a very active balancing campaign, and then people have to get these cards, and then they have to get rid of certain ones. So it just feels like a very this is my first card game, right? So it's also very jarring to me sometimes when I see it. It's like, man, there's a lot of sets and a lot of cards, and things go in and out of favor very quickly.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
say something to kind of counter that, and then I'm gonna counter myself at the same time.
Okay. Interesting.
Everyone here has always said about a month and a half before a new set comes out, I'm ready for the new set.
Mhm.
I've done all I can with this set. I want to start trying to build new, different stuff. Now that being said, everyone in this room plays 2 to 3 times a week.
Yes.
We're constantly playing, we're constantly refining, we're constantly doing our reps. We know what this is. It ends up making it a non-beginner friendly game.
Right.
Because there's always a new set coming out instead of just a second printing of the current set type deal. Even if they went 20% slower, I think that would give other people more time to jump in.
I do think, though, that's just a risk inherent to TCG in general, right? This isn't the speed of, like, Magic the Gathering, where
No, it's
almost every weeks, right?
I hate it.
But like, it is at a pace where it's trying to be in the middle, right? You want new people to join, you want people to join in, but you also don't want to get to the point where people are scaled out on board on a meta and then quit playing for something. That's what they're trying to avoid. So I think they're trying to find a nice balance, and like adding EBO1s, adding like the tri-killers on the starter decks and other decks, like I think that is a good way to start balancing it out. And like, it's only been a year, right? This is literally the first year of the game, and I think for the first year of a TCG, it's gone pretty well to Bandai's credit.
And I think that they have done a very good job. I think this current cycle that we are just finishing up.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem with this set is that your intermittent set was not a competitive set. So we've always gotten a starter. We've always gotten in the next set, and then we got a starter deck that gave us something that we could use and kind of build with. I understand that this time we did get EBO1 and a starter deck,
Mm-hmm.
but a majority of those cards are meant to not be competitive.
I don't know. I went
They're-
3-1. I went 3-1 today with the green-white Exia deck.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not saying there aren't cards.
You gotta
in
show me that
deck.
list.
There aren't cards in that deck and in that set and whatever. But we
Mhm.
usually get a starter deck that kind of helps us keep things fresh. And as all of us here are, like you Ash just said, we all play a lot. We all tinker with this. nonstop. And it is a lot. It's a lot for somebody new to come in and try and get a grasp of everything, especially when even after a year, key pieces are still so expensive. Grandpas are still expensive.
Mm.
Gale strikes are still expensive. First forms are still expensive. It's this set dragged a little. The next set, after this comes out, we're getting 4 starter decks. This meta is not. This meta is going to last for until the middle of September, and then the doors are getting blown off of it because we're getting 4 different colors that do 4 completely different things. It's going to be wild.
So I have 2 questions that popped up on chat. First one is from Cancel Flights. They said, do we hit blockers as hard as they hit on restrictive list? Do we hit them as hard since they hit aggro as hard?
I don't
guess
think
what-
blockers are going to be as strong as they are now.
I think they had to do one first, and I think they're going to reevaluate in probably sometime around the 3rd or 4th regional in the wherever. I don't know what the regional schedule for the second half is. They will
Second season?
reevaluate that.
I will say this: I was really surprised they did so much at one time.
Mhm.
I figured
I
either
agree.
there would be the base unit limitation somehow, or the Amuro Mika thing, something like that. I didn't think they both would be in there together.
Like Anksha, the 2 ones, and the
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah, I think all 3 was a lot.
Hey, Exia.
I just think that blockers, I think, will start to whittle themselves out on their own.
You're assuming that. I mean, it all depends
It's
on
all
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
all an assumption. Everything now is
Yeah.
just an assumption
Yeah.
because
It's-
we don't know what this game looks like without
In-
these cards yet.
Yeah. In
Yeah,
3
the
months,
thing is-
you'll get an idea.
I know I only put blockers, low-level blockers in my deck to hold off aggro.
Mhm.
That's it. No other reason. Yes, blockers can be useful in other metas and other decks, but I think everyone's just really worried about that 12 or 16 blocker deck.
Yep, that's
That-
what the person
that-
was just saying.
You don't need to be.
Um,
I think you're going to
there-
see 8 blocker decks, but there are plenty of tools and kits to punish that or to get around that.
I think the going for, and this is my guess and my perspective, is you are gonna see the trait blockers stick around. So like your new the royal was it the what's the new white one for
Yep.
NF?
Yeah, Royal Gundam.
Royal Gundam. You'll see the
Even we just talked about the
League-
Forbidden Gundam, like that Bio
Yeah.
CPU one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you'll see those trait specific ones. They'll stick around. The one for League Military because it's an early unit that allows you to trigger the pants early.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll see those still be prevalent. It's going to be interesting to see how just your generic. The thing is, Lifrith, I can't see Lifrith. Lifrith will stay, I think, in Academy decks because of the new
Rebuild.
yeah, the new pilot that gives all maul +1, and it give the new aerial that if you have it rests stuff
The
to
Lifrith.
come and
Yeah,
rest it.
it basically is triggered by the Lifrith name.
Yeah.
So like they'll stay in a, but I can start to see the generic like a wing
lot of-
deck becoming a little bit more rampy, more pushy with the green Rizel kind of stuff come in.
I definitely
that
see
allow
more
you to do other stuff.
breachers too. I see like that's a better solution to deal with the
A lot
blockers
of the
too.
more
Yeah.
blocker heavy decks I see out there, like with the Ale Strike and stuff, they're not running 6 to 8 of the 2/4s. You only get so much value out of those.
Yeah.
Blockers have already been policing themselves to a certain extent with the current meta.
Yeah. Until you throw a Kira on a liver, I think you start swigging like a madman.
Oh yeah. The first day I
Hell
did
yeah.
that in GD01, I was so proud of myself.
No, I just took a shower afterwards and
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
I do think the generic like the 2/2s fit well, because if we expect the meta to be slightly slower and there's a Rizal for every color now, then it's a more effective trade where you can drop that on turn 2 if you go first. So it gives you a little bit of a defensive layer, and you know that's always fun, and it's a good trade into a unit, right? It's just generically.
Yeah, I think the 3/2/3/3 blockers stick around more than the Lifris and the flats do. The Reacti.
The question: do we see the resurgence of the 3/2 2-cost blockers?
The Zowarts.
Yeah.
And our Royal Gundam.
Do we
Yeah,
see
well,
the
that's-
Zowarts come back out?
Maybe if it's trait specific, like they said, like you said, there's a
Yeah.
word. Royal Gundam is an MF unit that you can banish and get its effect with Shining Gundam. You
And
banish your
give,
MF.
the command pilots also can give its effects too.
Once
Yeah.
again, that's what I'm saying. You'll see those units kind of stick around, but I don't think you'll see the decks that require it. You'll stick around, but I just think some of the generic, like Wing, can now move into. There are other green cards and there's other white cards that allow them to do more.
Yeah, I think a lot of the like the wing archetype and like I guess like the white green archetype for that matter, with like how it's wanting or how it seems to be presenting to that is like reduction of AP, and also like healing essentially with like Peace Million, plus you have the Katra now with gives -2, so it's like, okay, you're gonna swing in, you have a Peace Million, like you're just taking less damage, and like the goal for that is kind of its own self-sustainability with the units on the board to interact. And like on purple, we kind of saw it a little bit with this set too, where there's a lot of damage and effect reductions that come into play. So it's like there's more of a focus on manipulating the damage, because a lot of it, like when we play the game, is we try to math out the most effective, like the cost-effective trading. So it's like everything trades 1-to-1 essentially, and like the way it's kind of shifting is a lot of math basically, or when do I ping this, and like how much damage do I reduce here, and like what do they have in their hand, like are they going to play damage control, are they going to unforeseen me, like they're holding a couple of resources. So it creates, I do like the tactical depth for like what it does is impressive, because it makes you think more, which I think is good for competitive players, maybe a little jarring for new people coming into the game, because that's a bit much to think about, like, oh, they have a resource up, they might have damage or unforeseen or something, like I said, to mitigate this, and how do I play around that? Like that's just growth as a player, but sometimes people just want to drop 10 weenies and just run face. So
a perfect example of that, my wife is a casual card player at best, and she was playing with us until GD02 finished up. When 3 came out, all the effects were coming too complicated for a casual player like her to really want to invest the time into to really compete with our local scene where everyone's playing 2 times a week. And that's pretty indicative of what a new player has to experience.
Yeah.
And we are, as a collective, very open and friendly group, and willing to help people kind of learn, and because we want to bring new people in. It is just the fact that this game, we're not getting too Yu-Gi-Oh or to some extent Magic levels of complicated, but
Mhm,
it
mhm.
has seen a spike in what this game is.
Yeah.
Mhm. So
Well,
if you don't mind, the second question was, how do we? And actually, Mike, this would be a good question for you. How do we think hitting the weenies aggro? How do we think about burn? Since burn was really focused on getting rid of the you're really focused on aggro.
so it's like, what do I think the state of burn is now that
Yeah,
aggro
like burn
is
decks,
gone?
like when you're focused only. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I think we've been seeing a decline realistically in like burn spells overall. Like I run a decent amount of them, or I was running a decent amount of them, but again, mostly towards the aggro. Like my last iteration red was 3 stealth stratagems, which is the 2 cost due to damage with like from the Zaf pilot, 4 close, 4 ITs, and 3 battle bases, I think. So it was pretty heavy, relatively speaking. And I was thinking it was at maybe 18 units total in my deck with the Neo Zeoing. So it was definitely pretty heavy. But I do think the way things are trending with interactions are, because there's so much, like I said, damage mitigation from effects specifically right now, or like triggers based on effects. Right now it feels like the value of burn spells is diminished. I think IT actually is probably the most useful card coming out of this, because with, like I said, with aggro ramping, like there's things, 3 health is kind of the new like break point for me. So I feel like running ITs is still relatively helpful. Again, you can still have your generic ping stuff. Like I'm sure there'll be a red blue ping deck with like a base Kshatriya package, and then there's some additions. I was messing around with some of like the Titan stuff because there's some ping links you can do there too.
Mhm.
But I think, relatively speaking, with the amount of reductions in healing and how blockers integrate and how some of these units work now, it feels less certain that like I can have commands in hand that are going to burn something. And I'd rather just slot in like a body for that, right? Because
Mhm.
removal makes sense to like trading close combat for a GM is fine, right? Because we both lose a card, so net advantage is 0.
Mhm.
But I would always take tempo because like I fill my trash up as a Banshee player, right? So that's how I'd see that going. But yeah,
Okay.
realistically, I think IT gets stronger realistically. That's my
Yep.
take.
People are saying IT giant killing.
Yeah.
The one that, it's surprising, the one that gets looked over the most, which I think is probably one of the better ones, is human karma, because yes, it costs you to rest a unit, but its level cap is reliant on what you rest.
Yeah.
It's almost like first strike in a sense if you actually able to take out the unit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the thing is it is an action too. So a lot of people don't realize, most people play it as a main,
As a main.
but you can, if you have a unit that you played out and they have only
let it
one unit they're
stand, yeah.
swinging at, you can rest it, ping it, and force it to then trade into whatever it's swinging at.
Mm.
This also goes back to what Bandai was trying to accomplish. They're trying to get people to try different strategies, right? And I remember last set, I was looking at human karma really closely because there's a lot of interesting cards that you want cards rested for one reason or another. That people just don't really use those effects right now because, well, it doesn't help specifically against an aggro matchup.
Yeah.
They're too high level.
Yeah, it was a lot of indexing towards, like, I mean, that's for me, right? It's like it'll shift the entire mulligan game, especially as like a red player, right? Where it's, what do I need to keep in hand? Okay, I'm not worried about me going second and you playing 2 basic unit. I mean, I could still be in theory worried about that, but the likelihood of somebody playing it, I could ascertain is probably be lower. So I would say, okay, I'm not as worried about keeping 2 close combats in hand versus, maybe having 1 would make sense.
Well, that's the thing, is you also don't have to worry about, okay, that there's only 4 of those.
Yeah, exactly. There's only 4.
There's only 4. you don't have to worry. Or is it 4? Is it 6? Is it 8? Is it 12?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and again, I wouldn't I'm reliant if I lose perfect curve against the Blurple deck with red white.
Mhm.
With me having it, it gets very touchy, and I need to have bursts to play that game. Right?
Mm.
It's just thinning it out. So that's the challenging part. But I guess broadly to the question, I think commands have less value as this meta evolves, unless we get some better combat spells specifically. Sorry, unless we get some better combat spells that can full ignore damage reduction. I think is probably the next logical step for what a command needs to do.
Negates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, Silver Bullet countered Ping.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Giant killing counters that, right?
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah, but don't forget that is not a burst card. So
that's the
the
challenge.
other ones are burst.
I mean, you giant killing can take out a Unicorn Awakened for free too.
Freedom
No
Gundam.
one's,
It's only
no one's
4.
playing that shit. Come on now. Come on.
What? No one's playing a Unicorn Awakened? Yeah, okay.
Oh no, sorry. I thought you were talking about the other one. Yeah.
No, yeah, but that's the challenge. Is there's purple deals with limiting the interaction from a damage perspective, from both ends, right? From reducing it and also just eliminating a target essentially on the field. So that's the trade-off of you could play purple red, which I think Brenna, you play a decent amount. So
Oh, yeah, way too much. One would say at this point.
One would say you are known as a red purple player. Yes. But yeah, you have those interactions, and what do you think is the trade-off for there? It's you can get through those units, but your card draw is absolute dog shit, right? So
Yeah, my card draw is just first form and playing bases.
Right.
But I just live and die by card management. Unless I'm playing against a red-blue player, I feel I'm pretty much a blue player that can just draw their whole entire deck with chaining show resolves. I feel typically okay, but yeah, that's the disadvantage I take with making red-purple up until Airframe Seizure, which is a card I don't think we touched upon yet, but that is a blessing to all decks that are not blue or white.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Real quick before we go into actually that card, we can go into it after. Mike, specifically you, because I'm just showing your deck and people were like, "Oh, that's nice deck. It's interesting with the green white Exia." You said you went 3-1. How were your matchups, and what did you see some issues?
Yeah, so I'll credit I didn't make I think who was it? I want to say it was Arco or Mo were playing it originally, and then I saw another list that was on Eggman's event as well. So matchups today, I played Roy. He was playing Banshee Norn, the typical one. I struggled to see some pilots early. I got him in the game down to basically 0 shields, but I had to expose all my blockers. And then obviously with Norn Exile, he just cleared out the blockers and traded everything out. So I was kind of waiting for a link that never came. It felt pretty smooth. I think the really nice thing about it is the G-Quix is a really powerful card into blockers because you can. It's a hit for 2 on swing. It's a 4/4. So if somebody's playing Silver Bullet, you block it. I get the breach anyway. So that feels like a great trade. And if you have a Lifrith or anything else out, it's going to ping that and eat it, and I can trade something else into it. So that feels like a good pivot point for the rest of the deck. Obviously, it's mostly blocker slop on that as well. So you're just kind of stabilizing, playing blockers, and then trying to get your green units out. So yeah, close first game, but it felt pretty tough into what I had to expose myself for the Banshee to swing into. Second game was Blurple. Was close. Luckily had bases that kind of burst, so it helped me out with the 6 HP ones. And then again, just managed to get blockers out, and stabilize.
Okay.
And then, that's really the crux of how this plays, right? It's just play like a green-white deck, and you just get to your Exia. I played a clan. Again, they felt pretty tight just because they're swinging through a lot of stuff. They didn't see too many pilots, so I think I got lucky with that as well.
Okay.
But I did get out the freedom to bounce stuff. They ended up linking a G-Quix to suppress. I burst a base that saves me. Put 2 blockers out, and then just kind of went for shields through the breach. And then last game was into red white. I think it was Neo Xeon.
Okay.
Mostly just blockers staring at each other. I did manage to get off the Exia twice, which was pretty nice. So just swing breach, and then pop into 3 tokens, and then I have to deal with like bouncing the tokens or handling that. So again, it felt fine. It wasn't
Okay.
It definitely didn't feel as strong as a meta deck, but again, I kind of just came into it
Okay. Cool.
wanting to experiment. But I do think realistically the green G-Quux is a very strong card. I think the Exia is nice, but I think their 2 biggest like takeaways from this EB are the Strike Freedom is nasty, high maneuver innate plus bounce a 4 HP unit just on deploy feels pretty solid, and you can link it with Mir. You can give it breach 1, so you can high maneuver around something and just pop a shield if you have that open, or you can do the Chow and the Chow returns yourself. So feels pretty good on both of those ends,
Okay.
realistically. But yeah, it was
Cool.
fun. It was a good change of pace, I would say.
Cool. Yep. Some people were saying a very interesting deck. So now, talking about what Tilted said, Brandon, the 1/1 red discard 1, draw 2. What do you guys think
It's,
about this?
Essentially an overflow, but in red. But if you're playing red and white, you definitely play overflow, in my opinion, over it. But like if you're not playing white, then you definitely play this card. And I think in a lot of red decks.
So this is actually the second draw card that red has. The first one gets overlooked pretty readily.
It's
It's
a
a
base.
base.
Yeah, the red base where you
Oh,
discard
yeah, you
a red
toss.
card to draw a red card.
Mm-hmm.
Or you
Like
just draw
draw
it. Yeah. I mean, technically, yeah, because with playing the base, you could technically draw 2 cards off of it.
It's a lot of people have been saying it is straight up just a worse overflow because you have to discard first. The decks that tend to want to play this, this is great for myself as a Minerva player, because I really don't care about pitching a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
if
same
I
with
have
Vulture,
if
yeah.
I have this and on turn 1 and I'm holding a Destiny in my hand turn 1, that's the easiest card that's going in the trash to get 2 more, because 9 times out of 10 I am getting that card back.
Mm-hmm.
Even same thing for CB in a purple red deck, where you just want your as many CBs in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
You honestly don't care if there's something that you know that you don't need. You can just get rid of it. It's fine.
Yep.
Well,
it does
so
it does exactly what overflow does, which is sometimes just corrects your hand.
It just changes the order around.
It corrects your hand too. So if you had a horrible hand, now you have potentially have a better hand.
Yeah.
I also think it's unfair to characterize it specifically as a worse overflowing, because
absolutely.
color identity is a thing, but people are calling it that.
Yeah.
Like red is not supposed to have draw that you're not paying for,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Same with purple.
That's what we joked about, that you potentially ping yourself to draw. It could be an
I would do it in
option.
a heartbeat. Give me
Oh,
give
yeah.
me a command card that allows me to remove shield cards to allow me to draw more cards. I'll do it in a heartbeat. It's just a resource. Life is just a resource. That's what Magic taught me.
I think though with the
shield in 1 turn.
I've won many games with no shields, and I'll keep on
Yeah.
living comfortably in that.
Hand advantage is king.
It
rough,
is.
though.
Mhm.
But I think the reason why people are saying this is worst overflow is that you have to commit giving up a card.
Yeah.
you don't have the full picture.
while
To
the
something you
overflow
don't know.
gives you-
Yep.
Yeah,
That you
exactly.
might get something worse.
Exactly.
wasn't
You could
worth
get
it.
something worse,
Yeah.
or at least with the overflow, you are discarding something, and you're like, okay, I'm going to gamble on these 2 cards that I kept being the better. While
Yeah.
you're giving up a card, let's say you had an extra pilot, and like, oh crap, I just drew into another
Yeah.
unit that I can link that with. Now I'm screwed out of that because I lost.
Yep.
Well,
that pilot.
the other piece of this that doesn't, it's situational, but it is level 1, right?
Yes,
So it is
yes.
a pure
Oh, yeah.
turn 1 play, which is like, as a red player, I will be going first most of the time. So it
I
gives
feel like
me a
all
chance.
red players should.
Well, some of us have
Red,
issues.
purple. Not
Yeah.
always.
But yeah, for like this, it is a turn one where if like
Yeah.
and again into like an aggro matchup, I would think okay, potentially I run this, and if I mulliganed and I didn't see a close combat, I'm like okay,
Yeah.
cool, I have one more out potentially.
It's almost like a pseudo like mulligan.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Because yeah, it's not, and that's the trade-off, right? Is like, sure, I don't get to see the full picture, but if I'm playing this card, I must hate my hand enough anyway, and I'm happy to throw out like an
You're forced to keep that hand.
Exactly. So
Like my hands today,
Or you had no hands today. You were just
getting just absolutely demolished with royal flushes of Hero and Kira in hand.
It's also almost every single deck that you would put this in. It's because you don't have access to blue draw
Mhm.
or white mill.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have white or blue, then you play this in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just gonna play Banshee with this and Kindhearted and just insta fill my trash.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is good for improved technique because you
Yeah.
want to get that extra damage ahead, like getting.
Well, that's what I'm
hit
thinking. Is you do
Yeah.
instead of running close combats, you just roll. I guess the issue is I'm going to be playing MF with Master Gundam, and I'm playing Darkness Finger because it's.
That's such a good card.
I played against a guy that was playing Darkness Finger in blue-red military, and like obviously they weren't running Master Gun. It was just funny seeing that they're just using that as a new close
a one
combat.
card, yeah.
Actually, it's a close combat.
Good
You have to
idea.
wait a couple extra turns, but it is a close combat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
But
we've been talking a lot about like these ping spells and all that, and how they're probably going to go out. This brings up a question for me.
yes, I'm playing all.
We've
range
all been
attack
talking about
against
how
I played
with
3
the-
Chef and it felt great.
we've all been talking about how with the 2-1 limitation, aggro decks are probably going to go higher costs and be slower. Do you think there is going to be more of an opening for the 1-1 cards coming out? That were always compared to the 2-1, just not a value.
Like having a body on the field.
Yeah.
My only thing with that is there's not a lot. Like you might see some decks that do. It's just tough with the thing is with the 2/2s. On turn 2 you're getting 2, on turn 3 you're breaking base.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-drops are tough because you have to wait until turn 3 before you're cracking a base. And a lot of the early stuff that is that has to trade into a 2/2. A lot of your 3/4s or 3 hells and whatever, you're only living 1 before you trade it. You're killing 1 and then trading 1. I don't know if the value is there.
The thing is, you're not using those units at that point.
Yeah.
For
Jeez,
that early game shield break, you're setting up your 2-1 or your 2-2 units, and then turn 3 or 4, you're flooding the field for a swing faster than they can put blockers up.
I see what you're saying. Because then, what do you do if you just have support cards, ways to support another unit so that you can break, and then you start swinging with the little weenies.
The thing is, like GD03, I did this to all of you. I played Daughters. Yeah, I made 2 people rage quit because I swarmed the field with 1/1 units and threw a granddaddy for +1 on everything.
I think you see a lot more. I think if you do see a lot of 1/1s, you might see a lot of all range or cars like that.
Yeah, all range may make a comeback if that is how the meta turns.
It's tough because
I love G-Fred. That's why I say That's why I love G-Fred.
So the base thing is there's also the G-Fred. blue is still gonna have your
Gun tanks.
gun tanks. You're still gonna have your. There's still enough stuff. You're still gonna have your Kshatriyas, your Maritas, your Mikas. You're still
Adepts,
gonna
yeah.
have enough stuff that can
Keep it in check.
remove the 1/1 and
Mhm.
it not be like a super issue.
Yeah, it definitely is a deck that will have more legs now with Blurple being gone, but like I don't think it's gonna be like also in like new Boogeyman or like the new replacement of aggro
Yeah,
per
there's
se.
like I said, there's some cards on my screen. I think I have the list up of just the 1 HP or the 1 AP units.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ricky has it up too.
And it's a lot of this stuff is like you said, the only one that stands a 1-drop is what the
Pisces, the Zagok.
the custom the one purple card, the Pisces,
Yeah. The
nothing,
Goon.
the Goon, like
Hip Heavy. Mhm.
yeah, there's a handful, the Genoese. There's a few that have the 1/2 stat line. Those you might see. Well, the DOP just has utility. That's the difference.
No,
is the DOP has
most of the 1/1 drops without an effect have 1/2.
There's 9 cards.
Yeah.
9 cards that are 1 AP, 2 HP.
Yeah, it's just I'm looking at, hey, you know what? Some of these decks would have 12 2/1 drops in there with 2/2. Is it really that much of a pain to start putting some 1/1s in if you don't have that value anymore?
You could see some. I don't know if it has this. If it will have the same effect.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at all the 1/1 cards right now, and like I'm looking at some of these. Like I remember everyone with a 1-year war deck played Zaku 1.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Everyone when IBO came out was raving about the mobile worker.
Mhm.
Were they?
Were they?
They were trying
A lot of
to.
people were.
Yeah.
A lot of
Make it
people were
work.
trying, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there were better combos.
Yeah, you can
that
tag
ended up
each other,
working more
mobile worker,
consistently.
to get that plus
Yeah.
1.
Yeah. It was short-lived, but like that first month, like people were like, "This is a great card. I want to make it work," etc., etc.
Wait, you mean the Jagan ground type Manhunter is not a good card?
I won a game with that card, so I will. I'll
What'd you
keep it
beat?
up.
Is the question?
CB.
Oh well,
What it started. CV.
not hard.
Hey, it was difficult there, but I kept I pulled 3 of them back to back, and I kept locking up the Curios, the 2/2. It was hilarious. Anyway,
Yeah, but that's the point. Like a lot of these cards, people were trying, and it's on both ends. It's a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but then the value point that was perfect was the 2/1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well,
I said, I think it goes the other way, where you'll see more of the 3/3 units, the 3/2 costs, your blitz, your duels, your Marasais, your Moganox, your Age 1 normals. You'll see it all just the spam will come a turn later. Your Air Masters, then it will a turn earlier.
I feel like
And as
there's a
soon
lot
as
of
it
cards that can
does-
counter a lot of those 3/2s.
The 3/3s, yeah. I mean, and that's where it's a lot harder to get rid of, and they're taller units, and I think that's late game. Honestly, if I'm playing something late game, I would much rather play a 3/2, 3/3 than
Mhm.
a 2/1, 2/2.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna
I
probably
want
see
the-
a lot of resurgence of like lethal fatal strikes, I mean, I was just telling Brandon in a private message the other day. Honestly, MF is a really good fun deck, but you now open yourself up to giant killing have way more value since a lot of MF decks are 4 AP.
I mean, that just then relies on the opponent playing giant killing because, like, I don't think giant killing is a staple card by any means.
No,
so,
it's
like,
not.
yeah.
But
so,
I mean,
like,
you definitely see it in the side deck now for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, yeah, if we ever get to side
Best of
decking,
threes, yeah.
Like, that's like the, could be the scarier part, and that's when you have to really start teching in other cards. But yeah, no, I think where the format is right now, I'm not gonna be too concerned about someone giant killing, like unless they're just stacking their deck with giant killings or something. But yeah.
What do you mean? Mark sleeves? No way.
There was a purple white iteration with like Awakened Unicorn giant killing, and essentially
I was messing around with that. That is a funny deck.
Which is just like cool. Let me just play. Literally, it's like, oh, let me play an overflow and then give something with like, let me give your ale minus, -2, and then just giant kill it off.
Yeah,
the range.
I do want to point out with that new wing and that new hero is a lot more plausible with standing effects that just sit on units.
Yeah, I mean the same with that whole package though, right? With like the Sandrock, because it does the same thing. Like, Lord help you if you have both of those out. You're just -4 on the turn.
I have a bit of a question. The white unit, sorry. Plus you got the white unit that just, you choose a rested unit and it just doesn't untap.
No, the Ultron,
Yeah, so like there's just so many options for that white control package now.
There's no white, no white Wufei though, unfortunately. So it's just the.
They'll probably get it later.
Yeah, I have a question. I don't think any of us have considered it yet since the full list has been released. Which of these cards do you think will go well in a 2v2 format now that they're pushing for 2v2 free-for-alls now?
Strike freedom. Strike freedom.
What one was it?
I mean, Sazabi is immediately calls out because it says all players.
Yeah, I mean that's always
yeah.
Sazabi and Shamblo, Xeon, the high-end Neo Xeon stuff, has always been good.
To be honest,
go
ahead.
Say, I think.
This one, the Abyss.
Mike, we might be able to
Abyss and
revisit our old tag team deck that we built back in the day. That actually might be worth playing again.
The blue, red, white, purple one.
Yeah, because now we don't have to worry about getting absolutely bum rushed anymore.
Oh yeah, I can play.
For the most part, we were doing pretty good with controlling stuff and setting up and feeding my Lupus.
Yeah.
But the problem was when we lost, it was just an outright bum rush by.
Oh yeah, those guys just played. They played the Zaku one.
Yeah, they played the perfect curve freaking aggro on us, and the other match we lost was also an aggro, a half aggro, and I forget what the other one was. But
the wing, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess also cards that go well. Probably Widespread Annihilation is gonna be fun. Just killing everything.
Now go to Widespread. It's all cards, right? So
yeah,
it's
all
units. All units that are
level 4 lower.
Everybody's board, both boards.
So free for all. That is.
That is also wiping up to 24 units if you have a full board.
So and like that could play into your strategy if you're like doing a CB pair, like one's like purple, red, green, something. You're putting all that stuff in the grave. You're fueling Exia, right? So there's a strats where we'll just add to like the Minerva stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like that's something Gwent would do.
Here's an I have an interesting question. So I guess it's the Aerial, the one with the Lifrith.
Yes.
The Lifrith counter. Is it Aerial rebuild?
Yeah, it's rebuild.
Rebuild.
Count up the number of Lifriths and
of your. It is your units. Okay. I was gonna say because the Prospero one, if you look at her effect, if you because you can co-pilot in 2v2. Her effect is this unit. Is it this unit and all your units?
All yours.
If it's your pilot on someone else's thing,
no,
it's
still
your
the unit.
Yeah,
the unit that it is paired with. What it belongs to.
No, it feels like
Yeah.
with this that they were very intentionally rewording yours instead of friendly, especially since they just introduced EBO1. Like they're gonna very much try to keep those things separated.
Actually,
So I have a question. It is not a card related. Well, it is a card related question, but it's more of a box related question. And this is something that I know a few people have wondered too. What do we think the ratio is going to be for the
SPs.
massive amount of
yeah, SPs and everything.
SPs we're getting and the new link?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
rarity.
link rares.
Yeah.
1 SP per box.
I would love
No.
that.
That's not happening. I guarantee that's
I
not.
think it'll be
Yeah.
similar to GD03, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna
Half
be as
case.
crazy as we think. It just means there's gonna be even harder, like more difficult chances to get some of these cards.
Yeah.
I would hope that because it's an anniversary. I don't know what One Piece did for their anniversary set.
It was OP5, which I've heard is crazy. Was crazy.
So if even if they went up if you're telling me that there's 16 SPs and you're providing the same pull rates, that's a little ridiculous, in my opinion.
That's fine. Just means Chris gets to pay me more for the cards that I get.
Yeah, and I get a lot more. Well, to be honest, a lot of those cards are just going to be collectibles. They're not really something you're going to play because they're, resources or EX resources. So it's not like it's going to be
needed to play.
Yeah, it's just like the freaking SP I got today. The freaking Iron Blood one, $5 card. I pulled an SP, but yeah, no one wants it. No one's going to use it. But I think the ratios will be higher. They do want this to be a big hit and to draw more attention to it.
Yeah, and the more you can pull, the better.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll probably be somewhat generous. I'd say half the case, if not more, will have at least one hit, like an SP rate. I don't know where those new link cards are gonna fall in terms of rarity.
They should be. Well, I feel like you'd get.
Well, that's a question. I really don't want to lose a
LR,
an LR, a plus slot for unless you're telling me that I get to keep my plus slots and I lose an LR slot for a
link rare or something.
A link rare slot. I'm fine with that. If it's you're telling me that it's one per case.
They might move it up to what the EBO1 boxes where like you could have triple hitters, right? So
yeah,
you might move into that.
But they're not going to do that.
The only reason they did that was because there was only 6 LRs.
Yeah. To be honest, it might follow the One Piece card box dynamic, and that link might take place of a plus pull. That's very likely.
Yeah, that'd be pretty brutal because I think most of those are. Now,
But-
granted, the quest one is.
Yeah.
is
But you
that,
do
so-
have.
Well, the Kira one looks real great. It's just the fact that it's a plus.
Yeah. But here's the thing: you can get 3 hits in One Piece. It's just very rare. And they'll probably do a god pack as well. So.
Well, yeah, you can get 3. You can get 3 hits in a box at this point too with the SP. But it's just the fact that they're doing SP. It would have been one.
I'm saying that you could technically still, if you get the link card, you could still potentially pull a 2+ hitter, is what I'm saying. So but it's not going to be, the most likely you're just going to get 2 hits and one's going to be potentially a link card and one will be a plus.
So it's kind of like rolling your rarities roll between.
Exactly.
Do pluses count towards that as well?
No.
No, pluses are different.
That is totally separate.
Separate. Okay.
Yep.
That's 1 per every 6
every 3
cases?
case or something like that. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
And now there's 5 of them.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, from a distribution perspective, because you figure people are going to be buying more of the set, you'll see more of them opened realistically. Same with 4, but if there's 5 of them, do they? I feel like you can't increase the rates of that though.
No, you'll have a lot more printed, and I think that's
what I'm saying. The print supply will balance the.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's.
Reading Ricky's chat, it's 1 plus resource per case.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna just say too. Looking at
What?
it, we're talking about the plus
Somebody
plus.
asked in the chat. It's the plus resource is 1 per case. The plus unit is 1 for every 3.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, typically is 1 per case.
But we're getting 5
mm,
now. That's why they were
Yeah, they
wondering.
probably have to adjust that. I mean, they could bump it up by 1 more potentially. I mean, they do once to hit, so they probably will get a little more generous.
They're the fact that they're doing so many, I have a feeling that they're going to
Yeah, I
pump
wonder.
it for an anniversary set because it's
Yeah.
the first anniversary. I think they're gonna pump it a little bit. At
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, I think there's grounds to shift, and like especially the link rare is the interesting one. I think because
Does that take
you
a
do
slot?
take-
Yeah,
I don't think it should take. Yeah, it's tough to say it can take a slot where it's like should
like
it
alternate or
like yeah if you're rolling like I guess if you were thinking about this like into rolling right it's like you have the opportunity so you get your base LRs and then it's one could be like there could be an SP that's in there that just takes up 1 spot of your packs. That's like out of the 24, and then do you roll the alt spots into an LR plus and
See, to me,
Oh.
I would rather because like the quest is a rare plus because
the Doga's
the Doga is just a rare. If you told me that I roll that in an extra pack as instead of like a rare slot, I would be cool with that. I just don't know how they would production makes that's difficult.
it depends. Yeah, I don't know how many there are for those.
Yeah,
like,
They
I
haven't
agree with
revealed
that.
yet,
The
so.
the link rare should just take a place of another rare.
Yeah, be
Yeah,
like you get a link and then a plus or something.
it's like for Pokemon, right? It's like you get an EX is technically a hit, but then you have like the what's the tier above that? It's
the IR
SIR.
illustration rare.
yeah, I think it goes it should be the IR or something, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's like
and then
that'll
SIR.
be
Yeah,
yeah,
it takes the place of the one of the hollow spots, not necessarily the rare card slot.
Did they ever post like their pull rates of the other boxes?
Nope. People map it out.
Right, like so. It's gonna be really weird because I know if there's just all this new stuff, it means that like even in 3 weeks, once people start mapping out, it's still not gonna make any sense, more or less.
Yeah, no. It is. This will be one of the harder boxes to map out, fortunately. But I think
very
it's,
much so. I'm
yeah,
not
I
even
think
gonna try this time.
Yeah, it will most likely go the One Piece route, unfortunately. And it's Bandai. They do want to be generous. This isn't as big as One Piece, so that's one thing we got going for it. But they will follow that kind of same mentality to what they did with One Piece, where the hit will be in the same spot pretty consistently, and that formula is probably not going to change for the most part. I mean, it's no different than getting an Elmeth LR, LR plus, and being like, "Wow, I really wanted this LR plus. Cool." It's gonna be your link card potentially, where you're like tired of pulling Elmeth LR pluses. You'll get a link plus, or just link. Sorry, just link. So you're gonna have bad pulls, unfortunately.
if you look at Destiny Plus Plus being $800 to $1,200, what do you think Strike Freedom is going to be?
Oh God.
More,
I mean,
so much
yeah.
more.
it has
This is
to be played.
again best LR, and also it's just so pretty. Like the golding on the card, it looks so nice.
I mean, it's gonna be determined by the market, so.
yeah, it really depends on how many we see because I feel like with the interesting thing was like I would have expected the prices on GD04 to have gone down just because I feel like maybe it's anecdotal that we've seen I don't know how many Destinies pluses pulled in our season.
4, I think 4, right?
Like I feel like I will.
Yeah, you
wait.
pulled one. I pulled one.
Claire.
I wake up in the
and,
morning and I see it at
Stopping.
LR plus. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
So, but also like I would think like it's not a super popular it's a popular series, but it's not a super popular deck. The card I think personally is just mid comparatively, but well, I guess is it selling? Is that still the market price, or is that like the
Yeah,
listing
it's
price?
still not as high as it used to be, but it was expected to be the card of the deck because they were like, "Oh man, this thing's insane. It's got high maneuver. It does a pairing effect on attack, and it sunk, but not
950.
like terribly bad."
Yeah, no, I would have, like I said, I would have expected it to have gone down a bit more because like the Neo, I mean, again, the Neo Zeong is like obviously not, or the regular
Xeon's-
Zeong
yeah,
is like a
550.
500, 550. Yeah, so it's like, the popularity of the deck doesn't correlate to the to that as
Yeah,
well.
no,
but,
it's also the play. I mean, look where the loop is. Not the loop is. Look where the.
I mean,
first
Strike
one
Freedom will
is.
probably be 2K on like.
That's what I was gonna say.
I mean, everybody's gonna do that just to flood
Oh
the
yeah,
market
no,
with
of
it.
course.
Yeah,
yeah.
It
but I
will
think
drop down quickly though.
It'll probably,
I mean,
it'll probably sit around 15.
It just depends if the pull rate is changed a little bit.
That's
with
what
all
it will
the
be.
new
Yeah.
stuff. 'Cause
On
if-
top
if
of
it
that, it's
is-
scarce inventory.
I mean, come on, look
that's
at
the problem too.
so for some reason the Camphor is more expensive than the Xeon.
I think that's.
Wait, what?
I think they've been pumping these up though.
Yeah,
I
no,
think that this is just
that's
yeah.
Look at
Because
sales
a lot
besides
the
current
GDO, GDO 1 through 3 have all been climbing.
Yeah.
market. Look at VMware data.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
floating around. a
yeah.
floor
People are
pretty
just pumping it. That's just unfortunately scalpers playing.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that's what every. I mean, hell, they even do it to UA now, when UA is not as popular, but because they have serialized cards now, they're working their way into it.
Gundam's gonna do that too. They announced that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately, but well, look at Barbados first form. I mean, you'll see that go down a little bit again.
Didn't
Yeah.
somebody pull that today? The Barbatos first form?
No, someone
That
pulled
was
the
the
SP.
Adapt.
Yeah, the adapt.
Oh,
Tones got it.
He traded it for. What the heck did he trade it for? Damn it! Oh, he for the What's the laughter winner card?
That's a pretty good trade, right?
mean,
That's gonna drop like a rock, brother.
I was gonna say the laughter is gonna drop heavily.
well,
Yeah,
Raptor's
it's
gonna
a
end
good
up being
trade
like
for
a
right
42
now.
card.
Yeah.
So just in this today
Ooh, look
alone,
what's gone.
just today alone.
It's a good thing you held up on buying these, Mike.
What was that?
It's a good thing you held up buying this.
I got. I think I bought mine for like $20.
Oh.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
this is just gonna go down.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is good.
well,
Yeah.
We
I mean,
say that, but like the
blue,
Lupus,
white. Yeah, I say Lupus exists. So
yeah, and the package is better with the new cards from this set, minus
Yeah,
the LR.
no, but I'm
The
just
LR's
saying-
trash, but the rest
but-
of it's good.
But once again, it's the people who have it already are gonna transition to white, and
I mean, you played him in Minerva too.
it's just gonna
still
it's gonna
useful.
allow the people who don't have it, who missed it, for the price to go down to
Get it
to
now.
make it available.
Yeah. Too bad you missed the wagon.
I guess Matt took my idea with the Fast and the Furious. You guys see that?
Family.
With them
Yeah.
Dom and Paul Walker splitting off. Amro and Mika splitting off.
Did you see the picture I sent you?
I did. I've been showing it on stream the whole entire time.
Yeah,
I like it. I might use it as my thumbnail. But I will say this real quick. It has been over 2.5 hours. A lot of you guys are like, I'm not going to be there for that long. It's already 2.5 hours. It'll be 2 o'clock. So
yeah.
I think this might be a good time to stop. I think we talked
I
about a
agree.
lot. I think we're all excited about GD05. There's a lot of cars.
Yeah.
We're kind of excited about the some of us a little bit less excited, but I think it is an option to now see aggro kind of put back in the back burner just a little bit potentially, unless we see the resurgence of 1-1s and 1-2s potentially. But I think it opens up a lot of other archetypes, and especially since they've been trying to focus on being archetype specific decks, CBs, MFs, Academy, Orbs. I think you're going to see a lot more diversity until we start actually seeing like an actual, blue white is going to be the best, or white green with new Gundam, or blue green with both armor rolls. So I do think that I think a lot of us are just excited to play with new cards. But it has been 2 hours. I do appreciate you guys jumping on the call, being able to just talk. And I mean, we had like 15 to 18 people on stream, so that's pretty solid. Honestly, I was surprised to see that many people, even on Gundam, because honestly, a lot of people say that Gundam streams, like people don't do it because people don't care about it. But it looks like people do actually care about seeing Gundam streams, so that's pretty cool. And just us having a conversation. So I appreciate every one of you guys. We keep it open like this whenever something like this pops up again. So Mike, Chris, Russ, Scott, Jeff, everyone who's in here, Ash, appreciate you guys. I think we're gonna call it the night here, so we're gonna end our stream here. So those who are on stream, I appreciate you guys. Take care. Cancel Flight, Exia, Sergeant, Hang, Craze, Hang, all these people. Thank you for coming by. You have a couple of subscribers. I appreciate you guys. But let's go ahead and end their streaming there and end